Happy time zone, everybody. I'm pretty sure you can hear me right now, but then I'm always pretty sure you can hear me. Let's wait until I have some confirmation from Mr. Bones, who has wandered in to say hello. Hello, Mr. Bones.
I can hear you.
You guys can hear me. Hi, everybody. I hope you're having a good week/weekend, depending on what the time zones are doing to you. How many are left in Gen 2? Not that many. We've done 79, so we've got 21 left to go. We're going to knock out 2 more of those today. And we have actually finished all of the ones that we've started. As you can see, we've got a little cheesy guy photobombing us at the top there. Lighting's a little odd today. We'll all get over it collectively, or I'll start obsessing over it and twitching at it later. Yeah, you can hear. Excellent. Yeah, so I have some finished ones to show you, but first let's get the poll started for today. Please excuse any noise you hear coming through the walls. We are in an apartment and there are families around us, and so there is a joyous cacophony sometimes. Anyway, so today's theme is, if these Pokemon were parts of your car, these are the parts they would be. And I will be taking no further questions at this time. I feel like I've left sufficient clues in each picture as to what each thing is. So I forgot to leave numbers, however, on the screen. So let me fix that right now. Hang on. Yeah, that's the paint layer. Excellent. I'm only just noticing that I forgot to leave numbers. We're going to fix that. That's 1. That's 2. This is 3. And this is 4. Okay? Fixed. We did it. Yay! So you guys can pick 1, 2, 3, or 4. Start the poll. You like the theme? Oh, excellent. I was quite pleased when I came up with this one. I enjoy the theme, but I'm alarmed by the fact that one of them is seats. Oh, just you wait. Anyway, so there's that. I will turn the little mini player on in the bottom corner. Which side are you going to appear on today? This side. Always swapping sides on me. And then I will show you our finished Pokemon from last week. So, there we go. Hello, everybody. So, first of all, we have Kingdra, who we named a very good name. We named him Toil. This is Toil the Kingdra. I unfortunately have given him a very soft expression, so he's quite a happy little harumph of a Kingdra. But, there we go. Got Kingdra all done. So, that's Kingdra. And then we had Mischievous. Sorry, Mischievous. The Misdreavous. It's Misdreavous, but her name is Mischievous. I ended up embroidering the eyes. I'm pretty pleased with how they turned out, honestly. Looks pretty good to me. I thought, like, honestly what happened was I forgot to put safety eyes in before I sewed the eyes on, and we adapted. We overcame. There we go. I will add the theme to the chat as well for anybody who's curious about it later. Theme. How do I summarize this? If they... What car part would they be? I kind of just want to make the theme brum brum, but that's okay. That's okay. So I'll send that, and then I'll pin that, because I know how to do all the things. There we go. The eyes turned out cool. Awesome. Thank you. I realized... Do I still have it? I do. I realized while I was working on her, because this is just her profile picture, that if you turn her upside down, she starts looking like a friendly, inquisitive, like, Shih Tzu, you know? All you'd have to do... Am I the only one? Oh, sorry. Am I the only one seeing this? And you even got the collar. Well, you need, like... It's an action shot, don't get me wrong. I see it. So yeah, there's those two anyway. And finally, we did finish our 300th Pokemon, who was Steelix. I finished him off last night. He is relatively stable. He sags a little bit over time, but I'm pretty pleased, honestly, with how he ended up coming out. I had some doubts. He has rocks in all of his main knuckle joints at the bottom there. So yeah. So yeah, those are the three that I got finished this week. There we go. So I'll move those out the way. How is this poll doing? So you all are having some fun guessing who's who. Oh, okay. It looks like we do have quite a breakout star in this poll. Let's swap back to the other screen so I don't forget to this time. Alrighty, so I'm closing off the poll. What's his name? Oh, Steelix's name was Led Zeppelin, but Led is spelt like L-E-A-D. So he's the Led Zeppelin. Because Mr. Bones did the math, and it turns out that he must be a very, very thin, like, sheet of metal in order to only weigh what he weighs, given the size that he is. So the math checks out. He is basically a very thin metallic balloon. I actually still remember the origin of that name. That's going to fade as time goes on. Alright, I'm ending this poll. Thank you to everybody who voted. Okay, so the winner was number 2 with 38% of the vote. Then came number 3 with 25%, number 1 with 22%, and number 4 with just 15%. So thank you to everybody who voted. And we will be revealing who is the very plush leather interior of our vehicle. I know some of you guessed it already, but Miltank is our leather seats. And I warn you guys, that's probably the best punchline for today. You nailed it right off the bat. So yeah, we are going to finally be making the nippled one. And I'm going to chill out on how many puns I make around that, just because we never really know what the overlords think about that kind of language. So I'm going to ask us all to try and be chill about this, okay? We're all just going to try and stay calm. Alrighty, let's turn a sprite on. Where's my sprite? Boo. Ah, it's a ghost. It's a scary ghost. The tankard one. Where are you? True, I can see them all. The real question here is, what pose do we go for? And she is the 80th Pokemon from Gen 2. We are so close to being done with this gen, my goodness. Name Napoleon. I love that some of you guessed it. That's just the perfect level of pun when you're able to like guess it. It's just like, yes, nailed it. Validates me, encourages me to keep going and making these sorts of jokes. You've done this to us. Okay. We could name her Eat More Chicken. Alrighty, we need to draw her. That means we need to come up with the pose that we want her to sit in. I suppose she is largely depicted as upright. We could do her in like a seated pose. So kind of like the sprite that's on the screen at the moment. Yep, cool, just checking that I am on camera. But like tilted slightly further forward so that like this part of her, that my pencil is currently poking, is actually her butt on the ground. But I see here we have kind of a large bottom heavy jelly bean. We have 2 nice little roundy chunky legs. Those little feet might be annoying because of that little cloven shape. Haven't decided yet if they're going to annoy me or not. What could be really funny is making some Pokemon from like not extrapolating them out to realistic shapes, which would make these feet just spots on the edge of rounds. But I don't think that comment makes any sense to anyone but me. There we go. And we've got surprising tail. This seems to be a Gen 2 thing. The long skinny tail with a ball at the end. It's like they decided, nope, this is the time all Pokemon will have weird ball tails. Her profile pic is cute. Oh, okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Bones, for those reference images. I never would have gotten those spots right on her back. Okay, okay. And the real question is, like, when it comes to certain parts of her anatomy, it's going to be hard to keep things in scale. Because, like, I'm tempted to do these as just, like, folded over extended stitches, but that makes the rest of her actually quite small. Which might be a good thing in terms of what we're trying to do today. She's very Disney-fied, this cow, actually. She's got, like, that real Mickey Mouse vibe to her. Okay, we sew the nose on. Hoping to find some pictures with her mouth shut so that I don't have to do open mouth. Well, her head shapes are kind of eluding me a little bit. Move that over a little. We're doing safety eyes today though, that I can be sure of. Lots of layers to these spots as well. Aww! I never noticed she had two little nubby horns. That's actually really cute. Bobbles for the goods. Goods is a yeah. All right, we'll refer to them as the goods. That's good. That's helpful to me to have language to use. Go. Colour in the rest of her hood and the other part of her ear. She's not complicated shape-wise, not really, but scale-wise we're going to have some fun, and with all these colour changes we're in for a bit of a heck of a time here. Can we make her large enough for the fingerless glove idea? We cannot, and we will not. That was a joke purely for the Discord and will not be repeated here on stream. But we had to do her eventually, and now is as good a time as any. I've swapped to a nice juicy new pen and I am loving it. There's nothing quite like a really nice juicy marker. Oh no, they're all higgledy-piggledy. My apologies. That's going to bother me more than it bothers you. There we go. There's our lady. The angle I've drawn her on needs a second eye. Some really nice distinct black, pink and yellow areas. I'm bringing something back as well. Like, there was something that we used to do, and I realized this as I looked through my old sketchbooks, that somehow kind of fell out with us, and we're going to actually do the shape breakdown here on the page a little bit more normally. I'm going to move my chat over so I can actually see it. Sorry, I'm scrolling through the various reference images people are helping with. Thank you, everybody. This is horribly upsetting, particularly the view from above. Why do I find the view from above that upsetting? That's awful. Alright, from Mr. Bones, these aren't rules, but the conventions of naming is we don't want names that are mean to the Pokemon or other people. They need to be a little bit YouTube friendly, and if we have over 4 names, one will drop off and you'll need to remind Mr. Bones to have it put back up. So yeah. Let's break her down from a few more angles. So like, I think she's pretty regularly drawn. There's just like quite a broad nugget with T-posing, right? So that is an option for us today. Just checking again that I'm still on camera. It has been known to happen that I drop off. There she is, all thick. And kinda angry about it. Rawr. Okay, but from the sides, she's even more dumpling than first assumed. She's got a little sway back happening, belly protruding because she's proud of her goods. Okay, there we go. Now we're getting a workable shape, aren't we? I can work with that. Of course, it's got the hood around it, which is a bit weird. I'm not doing that many color changes, so maybe the face is just like an overlay we add to an otherwise nub. There. And then the little pink diamond on the forehead is also just like, that's definitely an overlay piece. It's the face piece over the top. We also need some ears. I'm getting close. Hello, pat. They need to be yellow on one side, black on the other. Depending on how big they end up, we might just stitch on that yellow, or we might do it as 2 different pieces. But yeah, that side view is quite helpful. And then we can see for sure that she's got very round, chunky little legs. There's basically a ball with a foot on the bottom. Now there's a pretty good chance I'll do those as 2 separate pieces as well, because the foot being cloven, ideally we'll be able to just work as like a magic ring with maybe a couple of picots to it. That's honestly the easiest answer. However, that does mean it's only really not one-dimensional, my goodness, we're not breaking that many laws. Really only 2-dimensional. When we do prefer things to be 3-dimensional, have a little bit more structure to them. I'm weaving my hand around a lot today. So there's options there, and then her arms are basic little tubes. So like tubes we can manage. Tubes with, again, a little bit more hoofedness to them. What am I missing? Tail is a ball with a tube. So from experience, specifically experience on this guy, these are 3-stitch tubes. So this is as small as I find it I'm capable of going. So if we use that as the ratio for both the goods and the tail, is the tail meant to be the thickness of the goods? It is. I reckon that's pretty close, looking at the sprite here, looking at the thickness of the tail versus the thickness of these. Oh, Melissa is great. Anyway, yeah, so that might be the thickness we go for both the tail and the nipples. So, my goodness, am I making separate ones and sewing them on? That's gonna mean she turns out about this big, which is largish, but that might be the go. The udder itself will have a separate like flat overlay piece, and we are almost behind the head of the cow now. I am acknowledging that. So that, and then we'll do like separate nubs for that. Am I missing anything? Oh, the horns on top of the head. If we're doing this whole piece black, I might have to try and position 2 little white nubs, or I could just stitch them on afterwards. They are quite small, and I feel like stitching them on will give us a lot of nice control over it. So maybe we do that, rather than having to like color change just for one little blip, which honestly probably would be a wonky shape in terms of these little nubs anyway. Little French knots would work just nicely. Because I think might end up a little bit pointy for the goods. Like I wasn't going to stitch them up as separate tubes. My thought was to do like the extended treble thing that I do. Where is an example of that nearby? Surely I've done that recently. I do that all the flippin' time. Oh, there we go. The necklace here. So like, her necklace is made with like folded over, I think these are that's a treble and that's a double treble, and so like maybe folded over double treble would make a perfectly good nub for what we're talking about there. But it mean our cow would be like this. Oh, I suppose that's a good size as well. So we have two different options in front of us. And frankly, it's going to come down to how big the body piece turns out as we start to make it. But the first piece we need to make is this wonderful jelly bean. And it's funny, sometimes I really struggle with these pieces in the interest of having like the back sway in and having it be that. Sorry. Having it be that blocky from the front. But we'll see. Because like in theory this should be an easy enough shape to make. We start at the top of the head, we work down, we slowly start, like the shaping up beneath where the face is going to go doesn't matter so much. We just need to know that we know where the end of the head is, because at that point we start increasing gently on one side and decreasing a little bit, or keeping solid on the other. And then when we start decreasing on the front, we start increasing at the back. So it's like we've got some shaping to do. Okay, colors. We're going to need some lemon sorbet, which is appearing very saturated on screen today. That's the actual color. It matches pretty perfectly. We need some antique rose. That is an antique rose colored moo. Rummage, I know it's in here. There we are. Do we like that? Or we can make her very, very cherry pink. Like that's a very bright pink, and I know. You know what? I'm changing my mind. I don't think this is an antique rose cow. I think this is a cherry, well, not cherry pink, but very like pink. And we also need black, which is always just a really interesting. The boxes I store my yarn in are also black, so it makes finding the black yarn a little bit rummagey. Oh no, there it is. Okay, that's it. Those are her colours. She has white as well for her horns, but I'm pretty sure we're going to end up stitching those on. Moogapod her. You've managed to borrow Dungeon Crawler Carl from your library and will soon understand a lot more references during the stream. Excellent. I have tried to like calm the number of references I make down, just because I was worried that I was creating a barrier to entry for people. Not for the stream, but for the books, and I really want people to go read the books. So, yeah, awesome. Awesome. Another one. We got another one. That said, I also understand that those books are not for everyone. They should be, but they're not. So if you do happen to not like them, you are still obviously very welcome here. We still like you, just to reaffirm that. Like the pink, not the antique rose. Yeah, I'm the same. Excuse me for 1 second, folks. Yep, I know, I can see I also need a little bit of white. I have white. You thought you were unsupervised, but I'm right here. You, behave yourself. All right. We're back. All right. So, I guess I'm working in black today. And we're going to start with this piece here. So you guys look forward to not seeing much of anything for the first little bit. There we go. And like at least you might be able to see me like swallow up the spaghetti that's on the desk. So, making the leather interiors for our vehicle. It's Knockebs you. Black, the best color for camera and for my eyeballs, given that, like, most of the time... Okay, so when you're filming crochet, my face is back here, particularly when I'm on stream, and the work is all the way over here, so I can't even see it properly most of the time, which is why I can usually read chat while I'm doing it. It's because, like, I'm not looking anyway. Whereas, like, if I'm working with black, not only do I want it at least as brightly lit as this, but I kind of want it to be here. But that's not what we're doing. How are we going to pose her? We don't actually have to make that decision for this particular one. Basically, until we sew the tail on and sew it on either here or here, it's not a big deal. The legs are going to be made the same shape regardless. It's just a matter of rotation. So we actually have a lot of flexibility with how we end up posing her. And we can make that decision together. Some of them you have to make the decision really early because the legs have to be a different shape or the body has to be a different shape. But with this one here, honestly, if I was so inclined, you could make these joints rotatable and she'd be fine. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can count. Why wouldn't I be able to? Oh, yes, yes. Must work on your Mother's Day stall projects. Mother's Day is next weekend? Someone answer me, hopefully. Oh, Jackie, I'm glad that you fell back asleep, though. Like, you must have needed it. And I managed to provide you with a sleep-in. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Am I going to put junk in the trunk so it sits? I don't need to make that decision for a while. I'm open to it though. It does seem like something that Miltank would have. She's not going to need it for stability because we already have 3 points of stability that'll touch the ground regardless of if she's sitting or standing, the tail and both legs. And honestly, with the way that she's proportioned, you could even have the underside of her body sitting on the ground. Again, another point of stability. So it's like a weight isn't necessary, but sometimes it's really fun to make them go thunk. Mother's Day is the 10th of May. Okay, so it's 2 more weeks. Thank you, everybody. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I can count. Hooray for me. Body. Magic ring 6. Should stop here. Not gonna. We're gonna go up another level. I can't resist the urge. I can't resist it. 12 always feels too small in theory. And 18 is always too big in theory, in practice. But nevertheless, here we go. I think Australia does Mother's Day the same way America does Mother's Day in the terms of like the second Sunday in May. But I always get confused as to whether or not it's the first Sunday or the second Sunday. Go. I'm counting. I really should be using bobby pins, particularly if I'm working in this kind of yarn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, we've got one more. Oh no. See, I can already tell this is a mistake. A moo-steak. Because she's a cow. A moo-steak. No, we might be fine. We might be alright. If this is 18 across, then it's still 18 across here, which is fine. And then if we extrapolate out, we're on a little bit of an angle, but that's fine. This is at most 36 around, which, don't get me wrong, is big, but it's certainly not the largest we've had to do. Has the Spotlight yarn shortage been sorted? Yeah, they were back in stock before that last video even went public. I did kind of include a little bit of a snippet right at the end during the Patreon scroll about the yarn being back in stock, but it was very blink and you'll miss it because I am not affiliated with them and it's not my job to advertise that they've got yarn again. But yes, they do seem to have yarn again. I have been able to stock up on the colours I was missing since duck egg. We have duck egg again. I haven't had duck egg in years. Gonna have to find something to make in duck egg. I did it again. Started a new row without putting my marker in. There we go. Made your mum a baby hippo for Mother's Day? Oh, lovely. Australia does America's Mother's Day, English Father's Day. Yeah, because I know our Father's Day isn't until September. I think it's September. What color is duck egg? It's forgive me, I'm not trying to be sarcastic, but it's duck egg blue. Do I have an open one at the moment to show? Yes, I do. Okay. Duck egg. It's the color of duck's eggs. Well, some duck's eggs. Well, we can straighten this out real easy. When does the USA do Father's Day? Did I get more of that perfect purple I haven't been able to find? No, it's not been listed on their website basically since I started Complicated Knots. I have heard tell that some people have found a colour that is reported to be that colour. I have not personally verified it, so I can't say for sure. But I don't think it's a colour they do anymore, or it was potentially a misprint that I just happened, as in like a weird dye lot of one of the existing colours, or it could even be, like, it doesn't feel like it is, but it could even be like one of the wool blends or something of a slightly different brand, and it's just I've forgotten and I just think it's Marvel. Because that's happened occasionally. I'm pretty good at identifying acrylic, but you can never really be fully sure until you break out in hives. North American Father's Day is third Sunday in June. Yeah, nah. Okay, yeah. Australia does very different Father's Day to that. I don't know about the UK. Yeah, 6th of September this year for Father's Day. Yep, 10th of May. I will remember. Okay. I'm making a good sized nub for this head. That's 3 rows. We're going to keep going. She needs to be big enough to furnish the whole car. We need our seats to match. Mr. Bones, you'll find that the 21st of June is the third Sunday in June. It's just how they work it out. It's like Easter is something to do with the full moon. It's like the full moon sparks one marking point, then you count a certain number of days after that, and then it's the weekend closest to it.
The part which confused me was, apparently we have America's Mother's Day,
yeah,
and UK's Father's Day.
Well, maybe UK's our daddy and US is our mama.
But we don't. This is the part that confused me.
Oh, okay.
The UK and the US both celebrate our Father's Day on the same day, okay, and we celebrate it on a different day.
Yeah, September, to space it all out a little bit more.
Yeah, but why? It's strange. That's why I was confused.
Oh, okay. That's a good point of confusion. We didn't do the little white nubs for the horns, Ginger. Thank you for the reminder, though. I've decided we are going to either stitch them on or, like, don't get me wrong, I'm going to regret it later, but I feel like some French knots will give me a little bit more control over their positioning, and because we haven't done a face or ears or any other markers on it yet, I don't want to, like, lock myself in too badly. And this is... No, I'm being really silly. I should go back and make this smaller. No, we're fine. We're fine. Don't let me chicken out, everybody. You got to keep me on track. Oh, I like that explanation, Cryptidly Witchy. It's always outdoor barbecue season for Dad. Because, like, yeah, September here is spring, whereas June would be like right in the middle of winter. Not that our winter is particularly wintry compared to what some of y'all get. But like by that same logic, why do we do Mother's Day in fall? Probably so that it's just at the other end of the year to Dad, right? Trust the process. Thank you. Current name list is Neapolitan, Thank You, Moolissa, and Moogapod. Flowers. Fire pit season, that's nice. Sorry, I'm just laughing at like everybody slowly having the same iterative thought. It's just like, wait, why are they different? It's probably to fit in with everything else that's going on in those places. Okay, so I'm roughly here, right? And I think I'm going to do the little bib part as a separate piece so I can get a nice smooth curve with it rather than trying to do color changes with it. So we're actually going to stop and swap to our pink now. Do we do one more row? We risk making the head too tall if I do one more row. But this isn't giving us a lot of room to work with either. We're going to do one more row. You've been bothering your British boyfriend about this Mother's Day thing, knowing very well that he doesn't know why. That's the right hand I'm making for the Moogapod. Yeah, sure. This is one hoof. We're making one hoof. This is one toenail of one hoof. It's always time for barbecue. Anyone who thinks that winter isn't an appropriate time for barbecue is just... No. Barbecue's always good. The only downside to winter barbecue, it means you're not using your stove inside your house, which means it's not warming the house up a little bit. And for those of us without wood fireplaces, because goodness knows we live in an apartment, can you imagine the absolute pain of trying to manage a chimney multiple stories height? Like sharing with the neighbors and just like, no, oh my goodness. Anyway, a little bit of ambient heat is nice. Ooh, I actually hadn't thought about the back patterns yet. They are jaggedy shapes, but they are on the larger side too. So I'm just going to stop real quick and draw some of them so I do not forget overall. So we've got like neat and neat, and we have like womp 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 womp. Then we've got like a little one. It's like a shattered pane of glass or something. So this is an approximation of what those back pieces look like. Because there's 4 of them so similar, but they all have to look different, there's a pretty good chance they'll end up just embroidered, but I don't know. I don't know yet. I think that's a decision we'll make in a little bit. Okay. How many rows was that? 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Many rows. I am making foolish decisions and y'all are just letting me. Putting front post to give us a nice clean distinctive line, and see I gobbled up all that black yarn. So hopefully that gave you something to look at. Because goodness knows I'm just growing a void. Well, I mean, Australian barbecue is very different to American barbecue as well. You'll have fancy contraptions and machines and take hours to do it and whatnot. Whereas, like, I think what we call barbecue, you guys call grilling. But like grilling on an open flame is the intention there. Three. 4. 5. Ooh, this is making me crave like a strawberry choc top or something. It's a very nice pink. Not one I use very often. And in fact, I think I've made a point of saying in several videos that I don't like this pink, and so I don't mind if I start hating it, but something about the contrast of it with the black, it's making it very tasty. You interchange the words. Okay, that's my bad. Well, I mean, fire needs a food source, heat, and oxygen to exist. Those are the 3 things fire needs. And so, like, I don't even know if it's humanly possible to barbecue at -30. Like, surely that I don't know the exact temperatures fire needs to exist, but heat is definitely one of the requirements. Okay, so I'm right here right now. We're just below the neckline, and I do need to start increasing over the front half of her, but not increasing along the back of it, seeing as how we're still like, we're trying to curve her in a little bit. So trying to follow my chart, we're trying to do the right thing here. So that means we have 9 stitches to increase over, so we're just going to do 3 lots of a single, an increase, and a single. A little nice even spacing for those. I'm tempted to do 4 actually and bring it around the sides a little bit and just have the back 2 cinched in. And for the sake of giving myself room to move, I'm going to do this in a way that's annoying for me, not for you guys. It's annoying for me because it makes writing everything down just that little bit more obnoxious. So I'm actually going to start in the middle of the back and do a little bit of the back, then the swing out and around, and then a little bit on the other side. So that uses up 12 of the stitches, so then it's 3 here and 3 there, and it'll get us up to 22. And we'll just see if we like it. You've got to stop after each thing and see if we like it. 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to grow a little bit. Wait. Yep, good, we're good. In order to start the fire, fuel has to reach burnable temps. That's what I thought. Well, honestly, this could still be her leg right up until we make the legs. In fact, she could be legs all the way down, really. Like, this could just be one toenail. I don't want to ruin my main sketch, but basically like this is, then the other toenail goes there, and then she's just a Miltank with Miltank for arms. Hold on, let's see if I can do it. We'll do it here. You'll inspire me to do great works of horrible, horrible evil. Good, you guys can't even see that. I'm the only one being tortured by it. And then this arm here is also a Miltank. And just for that, I'm going to draw it. Can't. Yep. It's Miltanks all the way down. Let's see. They're looking a bit sketchy, but then they have Miltanks for arms. That was always going to be suspicious. I don't think it's translating, but I'm pleased that it exists. Honestly, it looks like Miltank's arm is getting consumed by insects or fairies. Well, yeah, a cow this good you don't eat all at once. My count is off. If Mr. Bones brings me my phone, I would take a photo for you so you can see it a little better. But honestly, it doesn't being closer to it doesn't help you see it better. It is what it is. Okay, let's be nice. Let's be nice now. I did my best with the sketch. One, two, three, and then 1, 2. So this is the first one. This is the second one. This is the third one. Okay. You know why Miltank freaks you out even though you love beef? It's because she looks like her gelatin content has been turned all the way up. So it kind of feels like it would be like a gummy lolly, but steak flavored. Which I'm not trying to say is appealing. I'm just trying to say that's what she'd taste like. Unrelated note, but the pinned message where it shows all the Pokemon Crochet and their nicknames haven't been updated yet. I'm not sure what you mean by that. I'm assuming it's a Discord thing. Because I know that there is... Yeah, there is one on the Discord that's it's fully fan run. I have a separate one that I use, if you're talking about that one there. And yeah, like that one there is run by Elf's Crochet, who does wonderful work, but is also a busy human being. And so, like, yeah, it may not be up to date. Mine I don't share publicly because it often has spoilers in it for the next, it was Soul Silver, but now it's Pokemon Black. Hold on. Okay, so that's kept that pretty flat at the back, but it's starting to round out nicely at the front. I think we're going to go... Do we go out again straight away? Yes, we do go out again straight away. So... yeah, we're going to make the faces a separate piece, just because then I can get the stitch direction nice for that nose and mouth, and get a nice sharp edge around the edge. And that little pink diamond will be a separate piece as well, or possibly even just embroidered on. She's not turning out that big. When is the next Pokemon Black anyway? Just wondering. Should be next month. I only took a month off. It was not going to be a big break. It's just I overloaded myself with Pokemon. Because like at one point the Pokemon to be finished list was like up at around 20. It was like somewhere between like 15 and 20, and it was just like there was no reason for it to stress me out, but I was stressed about it, and I just needed a break to do something else. So we have a different video coming this week that I think you guys will really like. And yeah, I think you guys will really like it. And then we have a pattern video, which should be the tardigrade, though I haven't stopped and actually worked on that pattern yet. It's just there's been significant outcry about folks who would like a smaller, more manageable tardigrade, and I am happy to oblige. But then after that, one of the videos in May, are we up to May? Will be a Pokemon Black episode. I do intend to keep putting one out per month. It's just sometimes you just need a little break. They freak me out a little bit at the moment, just because they take so short. It's such a short amount of time to film the gameplay element of it. I'm worried, like it's hard to. It's been a little tricky to maintain balance there. It's But then again, I'm still, I guess, coming down off the Soul Silver episode filming, which was taking hours and hours and hours, and so for it to take less than an hour to film it, and then for it to the making of them takes twice as long because they're a lot more complicated. But again, it's just it's a balance thing. But I like that series, and I love seeing the Gen 5 fill itself out as well, because like 6 at a time is a really satisfying amount to put into the Pokédex. So yeah, I won't keep you guys waiting too much longer. Happy time zone! I can't wait to show you this week's video. Admittedly, at the moment it's 13 hours long because it's just the raw footage. But it should be trimming itself down nicely once I... Honestly, it's probably tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be in there doing the color grading and trimming it down. I reckon it'll be a neat little half-hour thing when I'm done. Yeah, after the Pokemon fiasco / backlog. Yeah, but we're all back on top. Currently my to-do list is Miltank. That's it. I might even no longer require the extra list on my Trello board because I use Trello to keep track of everything that I do. So it's like I may not even need the extra Pokemon list on there. I'm still going to keep it just in case, but it might just be able to fold back into the regular tasks. And I think that's as wide as we kind of want her getting. We are currently here to give you guys some context. So right there in the small of the back. So now we're kind of the same width at the front for at least probably 4 or 5 rows, but we might be starting to curve out that back booty. And there is only 2 increments with which to do that curve out. Patreon extended cut? No. If I thought the content was worth viewing, like don't get me wrong, sometimes good stuff hits the floor, but I edit it down as much as I do because first of all, I'm cognizant of not wanting to waste anyone's time, but also like I am building the best story I can with the raw materials that I have. And I think it would be a false... If I was going to puff it up to do like a Patreon extended cut, it wouldn't be that you guys are getting good content. It would be that you would be getting some scraps sewn back in to give you guys the illusion of value, and I don't like that. It's just like I'm putting out the best video that I can, and sometimes it's an hour and a half, and sometimes it's half an hour, and that's the video, you know what I mean? It's just like I don't want to like puff it up with extra padding just to give the illusion of value. What's up?
I was thinking if you were going to do stuff on Patreon, it would be like the Mr. Bones jokes that he did. He had the little sheet of paper on my knee. You know.
Admittedly, there might be actually, now that I'm thinking about it, there might be something that goes up on Patreon because it's just you and me doing the thing for like 15 minutes.
So not alternative forms of the video, but just like
here, have some extra
long cuts of just shenanigans at play.
But that doesn't necessarily apply to any other video. This is a very specific video.
That's because it's not necessarily suitable for YouTube in that particular format.
Oh, okay, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, if you uploaded like a long, out of context scene to YouTube without the usual intro and outro, it might be a bit strange.
Yeah.
But that's good for Patreon.
Yeah? I'll think about it.
Yeah. Also,
but in general, most videos don't lend themselves towards that.
If it's an unlisted link as well, it means that they can share it to people not on Patreon and stuff like that.
Okay. Oh no, Patreon can host videos, but I'm limited to I think it's 300 hours a year. Yeah. Patreon can host, but it gets deleted after 12 months as well, and so it's not necessarily something I like to use. I like to have things that can be looked up afterwards.
Yeah, like memories. I was watching the Mr. Bones one the other day, and I nailed it. I'm amazing.
What, that little... Oh, yeah. No, that one's hosted on YouTube, though.
Yeah, where he looks over at the little piece of paper on my knee, which was where he had written all the...
That's Mr. Bones' birthday. You should look up the date that was posted, actually.
Yeah.
Because, we could celebrate Mr. Bones' birthday. The unedited videos would be gold. I don't know about that. There's guys, I think there's a lot more of me repeating my lines. Well, not lines, but making sure that I have a cut where I have this bad habit. You guys probably have noticed it on stream where I say what I'm going to say and then I say it again and then I repeat it just to make sure and then I summarize. And it's just like, no, for the video you only need to say it once. And so there's a lot of me cutting out a lot of me repeating myself. Pokemon Russian nesting doll with 3 stages of evolution. Oh, I bet it exists, and if it doesn't, it will at some point. It has to, right? It does look a little Russian nesting doll-y, a little matryoshka-y. Okay. So I just did a regular round just then. So that would have been, let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5, 10, 15, 20, and then 6. So that would have been 26 stitches. And now we're going to curve that booty out a little bit while keeping flat at the front. So to curve said booty, we need to go single, increase, single, because we're keeping the same. I'm trying to find a way to explain this, but basically the increases we didn't do 3 rows earlier, we're going to do those exact increases in the exact spot they would have been 2 rows earlier, and it's going to work. It's going to balance out. There's a certain kind of like, I don't know, I look at the weaving and I'm just like, haha. It's a simple enough concept, I think. And then it's 20 single crochet across, and we do another chunk of that, which will bring us to 28. We'll be at 30 by the end of this. I did estimate we would end up at 36, and I think we're well on we're tracking nicely towards that as a thing. Here's 14 hours of Brooklyn Nine-Nine audio while CK experiments with shaping. Currently it's Boston legal, though I did watch most of season 1 of Euphoria last night, which I don't know if I want to talk about, really. Don't get me wrong, it's very compelling viewing, but oh goodness, I hope that they're exaggerating the teenage experience like they did with movies that came from my teenage years. Like, the movies were an extreme exaggeration of stuff that was not going on, and it's just like my heart breaks if that is actually the teenage experience right now. I don't want to talk about it. That's such a depressing subject. Whereas, like, yeah, no, it's Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It was American Dad. Y'all would watch a lot of shows. There's a lot of audio going on back here. Honestly, it's been, my goodness, this week I watched something like, I think it must have been close to about 8 hours of The Isle footage. I think it was, I can't remember the creator now. I feel bad for that. I do like to call out creators when I'm referencing their work specifically. But it's that game where you play as the dinosaurs. And I don't know what it was, but it's all over my TikTok feed. And I looked it up on YouTube, and I watched several long form videos about just like being a Dionysus or a Herrera. Just being a dinosaur. I do need to watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine because I love that show, but I don't think I've seen all of it. I think that I suffered from like watching up to the point it had been like released to, and then just stopping. And then kind of forgetting it existed. It's kind of like that when it's all on streaming services. It's, if you don't have access to that one streaming service, you kind of just have to let that particular show go. Oh, I have just finished watching The Pit Season 2. We finished that last night. Mr. Bones and I were watching that a couple episodes every evening. That one is done. Honey, I'm not sure if I have the heart to tell you that his name's not Robbie. It's Robbie, like Rabinovich. Unless I'm wrong. He might be Robbie Rabinovich. I just thought they were shortening his surname. But yeah, Noah Weil, I think it is. He's a little baby in here. Yeah, okay, cool. Sorry, I'm just continuing to curve out the bullock's buttocks. Oh my goodness. When you amuse yourself, you spend many of your days amused. I find her amusing. Don't get me started on cow puns. Raised on a dairy farm, I know them all. You can't watch crime shows and medical dramas? No, I suppose that there's a lot of like inherent trauma around those things. I can't look at honestly, I would find The Pit a little bit more comfy to watch if they would just tone down the realistic medical stuff a little bit. Like, just point the camera in a different direction. We're very impressed with your special effects, but if you just point the camera in a slightly different direction, I can watch it without Mr. Bones going, okay, it's safe. Oh, that's rough. Who's my favourite doctor in the show? Oh, y'all, you're going to call me out here. I don't learn names very well. There was a new intern. I think she was an intern. There was like a couple of new interns this season. There was like the what's the name I'm looking for? Like, it's like a cotton swab dude who's like a long stick with a fluffy head. It wasn't him. It was the person who, she's this little Asian woman, and she was so sarcastic, and I swear to God, she's been playing her early 20s for the last 2 decades, because I've seen her in so many things, but she was just so good at boundaries and so dry and so like understated, and I don't know, she stole every scene for me. But I also loved Princess, the nurse, steals every scene, and also the paladin. Sorry, that's what Mr. Bones and I call her. The blonde nurse, like the older one who's kind of in charge and she runs the show. It's like, yeah, she's just like this mighty paladin. I also liked the new cute little intern nurse that they had following her around as well. We were so worried that she was going to die. She was too pure. You feel like a moosing is your only cow pun? Oh, that's utterly insufficient. Familiar with the show Bones? You abstain from large chocolate bars for over a year. Oh my goodness, Harichi Crochet, I know the exact thing you were doing, and it's almost the exact point I can mark where I stopped enjoying Bones. It's like, yeah, cool, you can do big gross things, fantastic. Was anyone here watching for that? Yeah, nothing with a gooey filling. Thank you very much. So Mr. Bones is there saying Jack is his favourite doctor, and I don't know who that is.
He's the night shift head doctor.
Okay. Alright, yep. I almost referenced... No, stop. I almost referenced a story point for him, and I chose to not. I know the one you're talking about.
The one who from season 1 has, he's missing a leg.
Yes.
I mean, he's missing it in season 2 as well. But
it didn't grow back.
But there's only a spoiler for season 1, and it's not a plot-related one.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry, I thought you were going to reference something else.
I mean, my favourite has to be a night shift person.
Of course. And you spend the whole time watching the cleaners as well and correcting their behaviour.
Yeah, like, you don't throw that out. Those are $20,000.
Like, that's a bio waste bag.
Yeah, and why is there blood on the floor everywhere? It would take me 4 minutes to do like the entire floor, but they're just sitting there with like a wet rag mop, just moving it around in circles instead of getting it up off the floor and getting the infectious hazard out of the room.
This is my experience of watching The Pit, by the way.
Frustrating. Also, they keep laying themselves down on freshly clean beds. Every time they do that, they infect a new bed. It's like, this bed was made by someone, and it's for a patient. It's not for you because you're feeling a little bit tired. Now someone else has to come in and change the bed. Or if it doesn't get changed, then someone's going to get infected with your butt juice.
I guess, our various butt juices. I liked Bones too. I just find it difficult to watch after a certain point. I like the way they tell plots, and I think that they had a really nice ensemble cast. I think that, don't get me wrong, I think Angela was a little bit of a MacGuffin, an artist who could do anything. It was just kind of a bit, I don't know. I think they kind of just had her there as the fill the gap for everything else that needed to be done type of thing. But I liked her as a character, yeah, I definitely liked the first 4, 5, 6 seasons of that, but it's kind of like Castle. I like watching the first few seasons of that, but I don't know if I've ever seen the end of it, because at a certain point, I don't know. And it's weird, because I tend to consider myself a bit of a completionist, you know? I like to see things finished. And it's weird for me to look at these shows that I've watched and rewatched and own on DVD, at least, the first few seasons of them, and know that I haven't seen them. Like, wonder how that went. You actually know the guy they based Lie to Me on? Really? Admittedly, I think I've only seen a little bit of that. But it's the same genre of, like, person has a superpower and we use it to solve crimes. That's why I'm enjoying High Potential at the moment, honestly. We have a superpower and we use it to solve crimes. Jump the Shark season 8. For me, it was... it's old enough now that I can reference specific plot details in it, right? I feel like that finished coming out like 15 years ago or something. But like when they had him disappear on the night of the wedding, and I'm vague as to him and to who he was marrying, for me that was kind of it. I'm just like, I'm done with this. I don't like it when I honestly don't even like I am a big fan of the story structure of Monster of the Week, and that goes for medical dramas and crime dramas as well. I like there to be a Monster of the Week. I like us to catch the monster or the monster to get away if it's narratively convenient. And I like that to be the story. I don't like it when all of the characters spend so much time on screen talking to one another and you know, squirting DNA at one another. It's just like, it's not interesting to me. And so like when they start becoming a little bit more like a soap opera, I start losing interest. And I'm guilty of that. Oh, you're right, I haven't cut the black. Thank you. I am getting tangled in it. That's a good call. I liked Pushing Daisies. I don't recall enough of it to say it was gross. I just know that Lee Pace has one of the most beatific smiles I think I have ever seen on a human. And you wouldn't pick it given the roles that he gets cast in. But my goodness, when that man smiles, the whole world kind of changes a little bit. I am not really sure what I'm doing or how long I've been doing it. We'll work it out. The Supernatural is over, isn't it? I've only seen the first 4 seasons of that too. I think I made it as far as the 6th season. Just I really didn't like the. Okay, I'm a simple creature. All right. I really didn't like the fact that self-sacrifice and doing the right thing was so consistently punished with these horrible, unbreakable badnesses being visited upon them. And it got to the point where it just got a little bit too bleak. Too bleak for me. Go back to Monster of the Week, please. I am a simple creature. Run forever on a Monster of the Week. Have I seen NCIS? I've seen a lot of NCIS. I've not seen Beyond Gibbs's run, though. Pretty Little Liars Original Sins, I haven't seen that one. I think I saw a little bit of Pretty Little Liars, but it didn't grab me. You know what? I actually don't mind a bit of Grey's Anatomy. I just tend to skip the episodes where they're all just blah blah blahing at each other. Well, now I do. I've seen them all originally. I like their big event episodes. No one does a big disaster quite like Grey's Anatomy, and they're really good if you just need to cry about something and like you can't get it out. Just like good disaster episode of Grey's Anatomy, but then you kind of sometimes have to watch the episodes where they're talking to one another to understand why we care.
Also really like that Grey's Anatomy is pretty much at this point canonically on a hellmouth, because it's just one disaster.
Don't get on a plane! Don't get on a plane! Why are they getting on a plane?
And I'm fine with it. It's just it's in an alternative universe where disasters happen more often, and that's fine.
It speaks to what I was ranting about last week with the supernatural entities that haunt some places, and that's the only way you can like with Grey's Anatomy. Okay, I'm sorry, but that hospital has a supernatural entity that hates the doctors that live there and does what it can to torture them. Yeah. And
it's great. I love that.
I ranted about Fire Country last week, and it's 911, all right? Stupid cheesy show that I adore. It's good hopium for me. But like that is a great example of a place where there is a supernatural entity that's just like, you know what, let's send in a tidal wave. I know, let's send up a volcano, why not? Like,
they haven't gotten the point yet, volcano time.
Yeah, it's just like, we hate you, we want you to go. And they're like, no, we're humans, we shan't. And it's like...
As they're walking along, the branches are making the shapes of the words of, please leave.
Yeah.
Get out.
But it got to the point with Grey's Anatomy where you could be like, oh, their contract is up for negotiation, and oh, look, that character's getting on a plane. Oh, no.
One of my favourite games, though, with you is putting the supernatural bent on non-supernatural movies.
Yeah.
Like with The Pit, where it's a hellmouth and they're pulling souls out and shit.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It's good.
Yeah. Mwah. I'm worried I've made the body too big.
Nonsense. It's Megatank.
No, but the head is small.
No, it's Moogapod. That's it.
No, but the head is small. I'm worried I've made the body too tanky.
There'll be ears on the head.
No, but there's gonna be layers and legs as well, and it's gonna just make it bigger and bigger and bigger.
You could do the face bit as a layer, which would beef it out. Beef it out.
And he's done. Grey loses more doctors than patients. Oh, Ducky dies? I didn't know that. Okay, well, I'm definitely not going back to NCIS. Scooby-Doo? Scooby-Doo was unfortunately kind of before my time and after my time, but not, it kind of missed the window for me. That said, I was also at the whim of my many siblings, and so, like, your time is kind of a weird mashup of the time before and after you. Too little mill, too much tank. Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. Now's my chance to go back and shrink it down a notch. And I think I should. Yeah, I think I should. Excuse me. I'm going to do the same shaping. We're just going to, like I said, just take it down a notch. Yeah, there's a belly patch, there's the leg thicknesses. It's just, my mental overlay is not matching what we're currently working on, so... Let this be the proof, if you ever needed any. Everybody frogs. Okay. Now, I'm going to be very neat when I cross out and change these notes so that we can always go back if I need to. Do that. We'll do that. Cross that out. See how we feel about this. Yeah, see, I liked Abby and I liked Ducky. We're not frogging, we're removing a few stitches. Very nice, very nice. It was only a few. It was less than 200. Anxiety Bakes, are you trying to sneak in? Hello? Someone spotted you and dobbed you in. Happy time zone. I hope you're having a good long weekend. Yeah, Mr. Bones doesn't cope well with frogging, but it's a necessary part of the design process, and so normally I just ask him to look away and we spare him the trauma. That said, with a 30-second delay, it's a little hard. Melissa the Magnificent? Why not Melissa the Moveless? Going around again. We want it to be the same height, we just want the width to go down, and so I'm doing the same number of rows, it's just I'm making sure there are fewer stitches per row. Ziva and Tony's dynamic? Yeah, and I didn't mind Kate and her flavour in the whole mix too, but I liked her so much better in Rizzoli and Isles. Actually, you know what I kind of liked as well? I really liked The Mentalist. There was good mischief to that show. Maybe it's Mooblin. Ooh, mulch in the garden. Ooh, stir fry? That's a good snack. Okay. This is a better torso size. We do need to go out a level now for... She's all about that base, you know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 22 less 6 is 16? That's weird. That feels like it should be wrong, but it's right. 16. It's weird, because I feel like it should be different to that. Oh, it's 16. It's 16. It just feels wrong. Feels wrong. Sometimes I just feel wrong. I liked Warehouse 13. I believe I watched all 4 seasons. I've looked for it for a really long time to watch it again, but it didn't ever seem to be available on any streaming platform I had access to. But no, I quite liked that one there. Miltank's trying to be a finger puppet? Well, she missed. No, I'm right. I just need to be calm, cool, and collected. Should you watch The Comeback? I've been wondering about that too. I do like Lisa Kudrow, but I looked at it and I don't know if it's my kind of show. I've also been told that I really should give Cougar Town another watch. But I've been trying to watch Rooster, and I like the characters, but I don't like the plot. So it's making it really hard for me to watch it. I tried to give that a really good go. But maybe it's not for me. Not everything has to be. Let's cross that out now. We're swelling the booty. We are. So maybe we do this. And then with those 16 stitches, we do what we would have done last time. Oh. Sorry, I'm making noises at you guys now. That's not my intention. 8 in the middle. Increase 2 singles, and then 2 singles and increase. And you should see how long this flippin' row is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Should we be at 24? Yes, we should, because that was 24 there. And then it's 1, 2, 3, 4 more, bringing us to 28. Alright, we're going to give that a go. Once we nail this piece, the rest of the pieces will be really fast. Do I watch any cooking or food shows? Man, I used to love Cutthroat Kitchen. I like the competition cooking shows. Used to love Cutthroat Kitchen. I used to watch all of... what were they called? Honestly, any of the cooking shows that were on. I really like the revamp of Is It Cake? MasterChef used to be really good, but I don't know what's happened to it. There's something odd about it now. Both the American and the Australian versions. You've got to watch the Australian versions if you want to see people who are way better than home cooks should be, and you've got to watch the American version if you want it to be accessible. As in, like, roughly around the level of a home cook, and then upwards. Hell's Kitchen. Love me some Hell's Kitchen. But I go through, like, spurts of it, you know? It's just like I watch a lot of it, and then I don't watch any of it for a while. It's there to scratch an itch. I also like home cleaning content. But, again, that's mainly when the guilt sets in about cleaning my own home, and I feel like I'm not doing it well enough. But it's not always relevant. Home is in kind of a state at the moment, but it's because we've been moving furniture around, so that's always going to inspire her. Can Miltanks take off their balaclava, or is it part of their body? I'm going to go ahead with part of their body. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Chopped. Seen a bunch of chopped. I saw a bunch of Cupcake Wars. At a certain point, I understand that they're meant to, but at a certain point they get a little samey. But then you're not supposed to binge them. You're supposed to encounter them randomly flipping through channels and settle in to watch them for 20 minutes or so in between other activities. Okay, with Iron Chef, I don't know if you get the same intro as we do, but in ours, there's this one shot of, like, the head superior chef who we're supposed to all look up to taking a bite out of a capsicum in the starting credits, and you can just so clearly see him dry retch after he's taken the bite and then try and do the look to camera that it slays me every time, and then I can't watch the show. Is It Cake is kind of cringy? Oh, it's absolutely cringy. We ain't there for good food, we're there for cake. I think it's about as much booty as you can handle in your tank. You're a little flatter at the front than I wanted you to be, but we are adding a whole other piece on top, so I do think that's going to make a big difference. So we're actually going to stay at 28 stitches around, which is a surprise to us all. I really thought we were going to be 36, but 28 around works nicely. Should try Killer Cakes. Oh, I've seen some of that. I had to watch it on, it was like ABC or SBS. Their online thing, which is a little bit glitchy. But, you know, I definitely saw some of that. That was fun. I used to love like the original Project Runway. I used to love Face Off. I used to love Ink Master. I just loved the creative, specifically reality TV shows. But there was an era they went through, I don't know if we're still there, where it focused more on like the cult of personality, and it focused more on interpersonal relationships, and it focused more on people who are just so clearly just trying to launch a social media career. And I'm just like, okay, cool, bye. The only thing you saw about Is It Cake is the one where the guest sat on the sofa cake and immediately realized it's cake. Yeah, so the Is It Cake thing, the first season is, I'm gonna say it, it's kind of nothing. It's a bit of fluff. Well produced fluff, but nothing. It's got no teeth to it. I never would have gone back if they just made another episode or another season like that. But in season 2, they turned it into an actual baking competition type of thing. It's more of a cake decorating kind of type of thing. Ace of Cakes. I loved Ace of Cakes. Chef Duff, I wish I could access more of his stuff because I don't know, it just doesn't seem to be available. But like he's done a few TV shows since Ace of Cakes. It's fun. Like he did this one where it was like him versus like 4 other big design teams. It was like Cake Wars or something. It might have already been referenced in the thing. That was great. Really entertaining. But I want more of Chef Duff. Used to watch a lot of Cake Boss too, up to a certain point anyway. The Cook Up with Adam Liu. The Great Pottery Showdown, I believe I have. I've also watched one with portraits and one of the Great British Sewing thingy. It's not Sewing Bee, is it? Is it Sewing Bee? And there was a flower one that they did and some makeup ones that have been done. But like British television, British reality TV is a bit of a weird one for me because it's so different. There's such a different flavour between Australian reality TV, US reality TV, and UK reality TV. And I'm referring specifically to the shows that I watch, so it's not even a full sample set. And this is just my opinion. But it's just, forgive me, American reality TV tends to skew a little bit mean. When doing the fake out of like who's won and who hasn't, they tend to skew a little bit mean on it. There's a more aggressive kind of competition element to it, and people seem to be very aware of their own brands. In UK, I can't even work out if you guys are playing for prizes. And again, it's just the TV shows that I'm watching, but like, you guys are just you just seem to be there for a good time, which is kind of brings a very like gentle oddness to it. And Australia, we are a little closer to US reality TV in my opinion, but I don't think we're as mean, and please, I hope I'm not offending anybody by saying that. It's just like there just seems to be like an edge to American TV where it's the Schadenfreude maybe just doesn't, or it wasn't present last time I watched a big batch of Australian reality TV. It might be there now. I'm probably 10 years behind. Yeah, Face Off was great, and there was also like a Jim Henson's Muppet Challenge. That was, I would have watched more of that, more of people making articulated puppets. One of the most unhinged shows you've ever seen is Flinch. Oh, there's a glass blowing one, and there's also a metalworking one. And again, both are interesting when people are given the chance to make it. I'm not sure I really appreciate glass blowing enough to understand the glass blowing one. I tried to watch it, but because I could not understand properly what I was looking at as a layperson, a lot of it looked the same to me. And so when they were highly critical of some and not others, it just felt very political. And like, I don't mean like political, I mean like political in amongst the judges. And so like, I kind of bounced off that one there because I didn't feel that merit was being recognized, but also how was I supposed to know what warranted merit? Yeah. it was very strange to me when they cracked down on one person for like copyright or stealing ideas, and then they used that person's work in all of their promos. Like, you can't have it both ways. Yeah, there was a couple of seasons of the metalworking one. That was really cool. Maybe it was Forged in Fire? Forgive me, I'm probably using the wrong terms for a lot of this stuff. Everyone going, I'm not here to make friends. I was like, yeah, well, you also don't have to actively make enemies either. That's why I really loved Face Off. Face Off had a real interesting industry vibe where you could tell, like, all of these people were always so willing to pitch in and help one another and beat each other on their own merits. And then it was a case of, like, you could tell so many of them went on to work with each other professionally afterwards, and the whole thing was just a big job interview. But, like, it was cool. And, like, you didn't need those breakout zany characters that you had to hate. You didn't have to have the person who was going to get the villain cut. It's because, like, the show was interesting enough to not need it. Whereas, like, once you start relying on the villain cut to maintain your audience, I think your show's cooked. I've given you one heck of a booty, ma'am. Just one holy heck of a booty. Have I just been doing rows of single crochet this whole time? 1, 2, 3. Apparently so. Really liked Fear Factor. I don't know if I ever watched Fear Factor. Flinch was the show about a group of people who were put into different situations that would normally make someone flinch. If you flinched, you might be dunked into something or hit by a cattle prod. Okay. Sure. You know what I like, though? I don't know if it's still good. I know that they've gotten rid of Jeff, but I really liked Survivor. I won't watch it now that they've swapped out the host, but I really liked Survivor. I always thought it was such an interesting... It is the original reality TV social experiment, you know? It's so interesting to watch the dynamics form. Yeah. Love to see more costume creating stuff. Oh, yeah. I think that they stay away from, like, and by they, I kind of mean, I don't even know where to pinpoint this. It's kind of like the Netflix creative reality shows. They do, like, baking, they do florist, they do metalworking, they do, like, you know what I mean? But I feel like they do things that can be filmed within certain windows, and something that requires sewing or crochet or even knitting, anything like that, they just take longer than that, and that, I guess, would amplify the production costs. Yeah. And I think that the next great artist, and those ones there kind of flopped because, well, I don't know if they flopped, but for me they flopped a little bit. I think art is such a subjective thing, and there is such a big difference between art that makes you feel something and art that you actually want to look at. You love The Amazing Race? I've watched a bit of Amazing Race. I like that there are these, like, people who just are, like, professional reality show contestants. Like, they go from, so I'm thinking about Boston Rob, okay? I'm thinking about Boston Rob and Amber. They went from, like, Amazing Race, no, they went from Survivor, and then they did some Amazing Race, and then they did Survivor again, and then I think they may have done Amazing Race again, and they're just, like, that's just how they generate their income. Yeah, the Survivor Australian host is good. I like him. I think he's a different flavour to Jeff, and I think that was the right move. I don't know if I like the new one that they've put in. I don't know if they put him in the Australian one, but I think he's David or something. But I didn't like him on his season, but he seemed to be a real fan favourite, and then he's just now a thing. So, I don't know. Okay. I think it's time we start closing off your undercarriage, ma'am. How's that nameless going, Mr. Bones? I haven't seen The Traitors, or just Traitors, but I've had it suggested to me, and so, like, maybe I need to check this show out. But then if it's all just social currency, I don't know if it'll be for me. Current name list: Neopolitan, Moolissa, Moogapod, and Higgledy-Piggledy. That is the current name list. If you have any objections or any new ones to insert, obviously there's no pressure, but, like, go ahead. Your mum used to go to viewing parties for Survivor. They would bet money on who would win. See, that's fun. Well, or a disease. But let's go with fun. There was a season of Amazing Race that had everyone who participated has also been in Big Brother. See, I didn't watch Big Brother. Too many social blur for me. Okay. We're going to close you off like a square. Ready to be a square? Square seems to fit. So a square is going to let us go from 28 down to 20. And then we can do 5s if we want. 1, 2. Buckling up the chute. Just going to see where these fall before I go back and adjust it. Rather than doing it all metaphorically, we're going to do it literally today. Outsource some of the labour to the hands. Nesquik? She does have that very potent strawberry colouring. Oh yeah, if you like clothing and content, not clothing and costuming type content, and if you've somehow not heard of Makara Tours, she is such an entertaining watch, and she seems like such a sweet person. So that's my sewing recommendation. You will feel like you're learning something, but yeah, I don't know. She's a costuming cowboy. It is very much the Nesquik pink. It's even more potent in person. She's not going to be big enough to be called Mugapod. I have managed to restrain myself nicely, but look at this booty! Look at the booty I built! Ah! She got it from her mama. Yep, anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm happy with where those corners ended up in terms of the front and the boot. And, oh no, I hear Mr. Bones Mischief. Wait, no, that's the front. Why have I made her diamond shaped? I'm still fine with it. Down to 20, and we're going to go in lots of 5 now to finish rounding this off. So single crochet, decrease, single crochet should get us... Wait, that doesn't work. And yet it does. That'll get us down to 15. Miltank has that quest in Silver or Gold where you feed the sick one berries and then she gives you milk. Yeah. It sure does. That's 2. I don't know if she's the original cowgirl. What's the spelling? Oh, for Makara Tours. My goodness, you're really stretching me today. Welcome back to our nightmare puppy. It is, I think... Can we read that okay? That should get you close enough.
Can I show off my work? I made a balaclavaless Miltank.
You peeled the Miltank. Why are you always peeling them?
No balaclava.
Jesus. My goodness. Alright everybody, brace for impact. Moo.
This looks like she's having fun.
Where did her ears go?
Her ears are part of the balaclava.
How does she hear?
Through her horns. Through little tiny dots on the sides of her head. Like a lizard.
Luke's just saying, I know what he's printing. I want this off the screen, but we'll fold it. We'll fold it so we can stay on the screen. I'll tell you what, we'll fix it. I'm gonna fix it. Oh, how does it actually sit? It's like this.
Also, I'm attempting to talk louder, but there is a setting on the microphone which allows it to hear the room.
Not on mine. Yours has the setting, mine doesn't.
Yours doesn't?
Nope.
Oh. Okay. Curious what you're editing.
I'm fixing her. I'm making her less appealed.
Are you putting a balaclava back on?
I'm putting the balaclava back on. I fixed her!
You unpeeled my Miltank.
I unpeeled the Miltank. Alright, time for stuffing. It reminds me of something. Hell. It reminds you of hell. It's funny realizing how much of a delay some of you are on. Watching it ripple through the chat. It's like those little penguin vests that folks make for penguins who have been caught up in oil spills. I made her a nice little beanie to keep her warm. I missed some opportunities there to have a little bit more fun with it. I wish I'd drawn her with an actual like beanie with a pom-pom on the top, but I've already ruined this one, so it's fine. There we go. I think we are currently nailing the shape of this one here. Move that out of the way. This is what we were going for. A little less sassy, but plenty of booty. And we are down to 15. And we will be down to 10 very soon. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and then around again. Oh, thank you. Thank you for reaffirming my choices to frog the first attempt. It means that we're going to spend a little longer on her than we otherwise would have, but I think it's still the right choice. And I did decide to not put a weight in her, just because it's not necessary and it saves my resources for ones where they do need it. Yep, she's dancing in a lot of them, and her goods are dancing with her. We've decided on goods. That's the stream-friendly word for it. There is our little strawberry lady. What are we going to do next? I suppose we should do the udder. And I think at this size, I've neatly threaded the needle of it being too small to do individual tubes, but too big to do just regular stitches. So hooray for me. Love it when I do stuff like that for myself. Okay, no, we are gonna do them as stitches. Adore. Her idle animation is very wiggly. Honestly, it's not nearly as disturbing to me as the seismitoad thing where it wiggles its head knobs at you. Ugh. Something about that one is just creepy. It's such an aggressive wiggle. My earrings are little dragons. Always happy to show off my little dragons. There we go. Got any dairy farm stories I want to share? Not really. it's complicated. 3 single crochet tubes are the same thickness as these, so they would be, you know what? Not inappropriate. We'll see. We'll see. They're a backup plan. We'll see how we like a double treble or even a treble treble. Yeah, it might actually work, right? We'll see. We'll know after I finish this next row. We've spent an hour and a half on stream already? Yeah? Is that okay? Mr. Bones, updated name list? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So her udder does extend up the back. That's realistic to udders, actually. Because, like, you tend to think of a cow's udder right, being like this, with just, like, hanging down. Then you've got, like, back leg, front leg, right? That's actually not how they sit. They actually sit like this. With the goods there. And then the bag at the back. So this makes sense. She's actually fairly anatomical. I don't think any of us really wanted to know that. Current name list is Neapolitan, Moo, Lissa, Higgledy Piggledy. Nesquik, maybe? Nesquik can go on there. I mean, it's a brand name, but it's also a nostalgia term. We are 12 stitches around. Magic ring 6. 6 increases. How do I place 4 stitches evenly? Very easily. Let's start with a double treble and we'll see how we feel about it. Oh, they're pink. Oh, they're pink. Oh, they're pink. Okay. They're pink. I was like, hang on, they don't feel like they should be yellow. And I looked up and I'm like, oh, they're not. Fantastic. One, 2, 3. Get out the way. You love cows? You had to learn how to judge them? I'm only familiar with Nesquik as a strawberry and maybe banana flavour. There might be chocolate. It makes sense that there would be a chocolate. But I think over here in the Australian market that Milo might have dominated the chocolate market so thoroughly that it just wasn't a thing. At least in my house. Like if someone says Nesquik to me, I immediately think strawberry. Right, I do think that the double trebles are a nice size, but we haven't tried it on yet. I want to give us one border row before we do try it on, just so that it doesn't all melt in together. There we go. Well, they're the right size for you. Ish. I said I wasn't going to do this right away. You know what? I think that that's fine. I think that's fine without being grotesque. You learned how to judge a variety of animals that one might show at a county fair, and also soil. Oh, I love that. That's so interesting. Let's see, we did 4 single, double, treble, single. You mean other horror? Five, 6, 7, 8. There's a purple flavour of Nesquik? What on earth is a purple... Is it a grape flavoured milkshake? Is there a market for that? No judgment. Because, like, I'm somebody who, like... They bring out new flavours in all kinds of junk foods all the time, like different flavoured crisps and different flavoured soft drinks and that sort of thing. And, like, I'm there in the trenches trying the different flavours of chocolate. I'm happy to be like a one and done, but purple milkshakes? Grape? But grape is a clear flavour, not an opaque flavour. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. We have vanilla and chocolate as well. And a special promo with the banana flavour. Honestly, I think the Nesquik banana flavour was one of the nicer banana flavoured beverages I encountered along the way. That said, banana is not really for me. And I'm firmly, and might be a weird belief, I'm firmly of the belief that if you need to get a milkshake in a new place and you don't know if they're any good at milkshakes, get the strawberry. Not the chocolate. You would think chocolate is a safe flavour, but you're wrong. Because chocolate, when it's good, it's great. But when it's bad, it's terrible. When strawberry is good, it's good. And when strawberry is bad, it's fine. So it's like you're more likely to have a decent experience with a strawberry milkshake than you are with a chocolate one. Because sometimes chocolate just has that dirty taste. Drama cow. She's the dairy queen. Of course she's a drama cow. Anywho. We'll go 1, and then I want to expand out the underside of the udder. Lavender. Don't get me wrong, lavender sugar is a thing, but it's just an odd thing to pair with Nesquik, which I consider to be like straightforward children flavor profiles. You know, lavender is a bit more of an like toast flavored ice cream. You know, it's something that you find because adults are desperately trying to recapture the discovery of the feeling of discovery in youth. So we go looking for new and weird things. You can't recapture that feeling, but you can go visit it. My goodness, these stitches stick out in all kinds of directions, so they really are perfect for this. Stop putting the udder on the butt. Okay. It scoops down a little bit. I think this needs to be a little bit bigger, but I think I only have one more row with which to do it. I can trim the pink off now. Purple is raspberry. What? Okay, question for anybody who lives in a place where this is a thing. Why is your raspberry flavoured blue? Raspberries aren't blue. I'm guessing it's to make them distinct from strawberries, but I can't think of anything less appealing than a blue raspberry. Is it to signify, don't worry, this will in no way taste like a raspberry, and so you don't have to worry about encountering something that might actually taste like fruit? Or am I being too mean? Because it's like, it's weird. It's weird. It's not weird, it's different. And there's a difference between weird and different, but it's like, I don't understand how we arrived at blue being the flavour for raspberry, or the colour for raspberry. It's just, it hits me in a very strange corner of my noggin, and I don't understand it. And so I reject it. That's what's happening, I'm rejecting it. Increase, single, increase. Probably just repeat that. Why am I making this harder than it has to be? 3. And a single at the end as well. Blue raspberry flavoured stuff seems like it's often super tart. Okay, so maybe it's like a sour signifier. I wrote down a whole plan and then immediately abandoned it. There we go. There was a choc orange flavour? No, but choc orange is yummy. That's Java. They wanted the candy flavour to compete with the red ones because they wanted a new colour. That's true. And like, don't get me wrong, the blue and purple flavour, like blue and purple on the shelf, were probably a little lacking. With purple they could do grape, but blueberry isn't a very strong or like, I don't know. Blueberry isn't like, I love raspberry. I would pick raspberry over blueberry. So maybe that's my own personal preference coming in when I say that blueberry can't compete with raspberry as a flavour, but they couldn't have another red fruit. Oh no. Heaven to Betsy, no. Heaven forbid. My goodness, I do prattle, don't I? Increase. Blue raspberry is lemon raspberry. Okay. I fear that has just sparked more questions. And also, I would just like to point out that, like, yellow is lemon and banana and pineapple. So every time you eat a yellow anything that's been artificially flavoured, that is, you're at risk of something awful happening. Because, like, lemon and pineapple, yum. Banana, oh my goodness, I've been poisoned. So, yeah. It's a bit weird. 1, 2, 3. I don't want to do another one. I'm going to do another one, but I don't want to. Oh. I'm glad that my soothing voice could help. I'm sorry, I don't feel very soothing at the moment, but I'm glad that I could help get your sick toddlers to sleep, and I hope the wee beans feel a little bit better tomorrow. It's bad enough being unwell when you're an adult and you can like understand why, whereas like when you're a kid, man, that stuff's rough. It's like my experience in this server was fine yesterday, and for some reason today it's not, and I'm mad about it. I'm just like, yep, you deserve to be. Sometimes yellow is mango as well, which means it's double black. I don't understand the appeal of mango, I'm so sorry. It's one of those very not for me things. Get well soon, wee beans. Exactly. The strawberry one is green? But lime! Lime is such an accessible and delicious flavour. It's already bad enough that they replace it with green apples so often. The ultimate betrayal is when they changed the Skittle flavours. Skittle used to have... The green used to be lime, and now the green, and the purple used to be black currant, but now the purple is grape, blah, but like a bad grape, not a good grape. And the, oh God, my goodness, it's been years since I've had Skittles. I don't even know if this is true anymore. This rant is like dusty. I have to blow the dust off it. Yeah, and they changed the green from lime to green apple, and they changed the purple from black currant to grape, and they're yucky. You're an adult and you still don't know why you get sick? Well, it's less about the why and more about like you understand that like drinking the water and having a nap and like having a slower day and not forcing things upon yourself, you can feel better. Whereas like for them, it's just like the world just became a boring place and I'm cranky. Like, ugh. What I want to refer to these as is definitely not stream safe, but I'm going to type it in the Discord. There we go. I'm going to censor it for the sake of the anyone who doesn't want to be exposed to my debauchery. There we go. I've amused myself. The dark red dye they used to use for raspberry is not fit for human consumption. Yeah, no, that's very valid. Try to avoid those artificial colours when you can. But we have ourselves an Uder. What do I do when hydrating and sleep don't help? You consult a medical professional. Always consult a medical professional. Your favourite version of mango is when it's green and crunchy like an apple? I'm sorry, I'm literally paralyzed by that thought. Would you try some fluff in between the layers? I mean, I can, yeah, we can. Poke it out a little bit. It has a very slight dome to it. Normally I add stuffing to stuff like this as I sew if it's needed. It's a little protrudy though. It is meant to be a little bit more flat. What happened was I did a row of increases to get up to 12 stitches, and then I did a row of 12 stitches, which actually just counts as a row of like single crochet, but it's the row I built the nubs in for. A little bit of stuffing might help. I won't promise that it'll stay there, but we'll find out. And then we'll do the method where we pick up the front loops of all the stitches and bolt them down one at a time to get a nice smooth transition here. Alrighty, we need to pick what piece we're going to do next. I'm guessing face is probably pretty high up that list of requests, so that we get a feel for what she's actually going to look like. There we go. Alright, let's do a face piece. Now her face is pink, and I'm going to go closed mouth. What's really funny about the whole purple grape thing is I don't think I've ever seen a purple grape. We have red grapes and we have green grapes, and the green grapes are frankly nicer. Oh, no, those aren't grapes. I was going to say my one exception to that would be Black Forest cake with the dark cherries. I do a booze-free version because I'm just like that. But yeah, dark cherries with unsweetened whipped cream on a chocolate mud cake. That is the pinnacle of a cake experience. Well, Mr. Bones might disagree. I think he's more of a strawberry cheesecake type of fellow. But does cheesecake really count as cake? Like, I understand that cake is a shape. Like, you have a cake of soap. It's like it's a descriptor of the shape it forms, not the method used to create it. But I do think that it has become ubiquitous with the notion of like a baked good, and therefore there are plenty of cheesecakes that are non-bake. Does that mean that they still qualify as cakes? These are the questions that we really should be answering. Somebody should be asking these questions, and I'm the only one brave enough to, it would seem. There are blue grapes. Okay. Definitely feels loose to call it a cake. Yeah, it's basically a pile of cheese. Cheesecake is technically a tart or a pie. Okay, well, what defines a tart or a pie then? Because like for pie it would be pie crust, and cheesecakes don't have pie crust. Even though its name is cake. Yeah, no, but like we're still allowed to, like, just because something's named something doesn't mean that's what it is. I mean, the legless lizard is basically a snake. Tart, a baked dish with an open pastry case and filling, usually fruit or custard. Okay, tart I'll allow. No, they have a crust, but it's like a biscuit crumb. Whereas like when I was thinking about like pie crust specifically, I was thinking of pie crust as like a pastry. Okay, baked cheesecake is a cake because it's baked, but the no-baked cheesecake is a pie that's in a pie tin is a pie. We got a bunch of cotton candy grapes through our grocery store. I think it was last year. They were very, very sweet. Don't get me wrong, green grapes are already pretty sweet, but those were very sweet. I like it when I like a big green seedless grape that has that real crack when you bite into it. Once they start getting soft, they've lost their magic. Cheesecake in Japan can be cake too. This is just leading me over to the subject of ice cream cakes. Like, Over here, an ice cream cake has no cake in it. It's just ice cream in the form of a cake. It's a cake of ice cream. Whereas, like, I've seen enough cooking shows to know that other people are putting layers of actual cake in their ice cream cakes. So, I don't understand. I don't understand how, like, yeah. Like, an ice cream cake should be all ice cream. It should be like a gluten-free experience. So I did 10 just then, but I think I'm going to take it back to 8. And we're going to start growing the top of the face out. And this is also just making an acknowledgement here that I'm using obviously the English words for all of these things, and they probably make a lot more sense in the language that they came from. And I know that we use cake as an overgeneralization for all kinds of different things. Yeah, just all kinds. Australia defines pie very differently. Yeah. Excuse me. Because savoury pies, I think. We do sweet pies and savoury pies. And I don't know. Every so often I encounter somebody who thinks one or the other is weird. Yeah. But surely meat pies are a thing everywhere. Crunchy green grapes, that's the ones. You have a chain called Dairy Queen. Yeah. I've heard of Dairy Queen, but you guys, does the Dairy Queen put cake in their ice cream cake? Your ice cream cakes have an almost cookie base with fudge and caramelly bits. Ours is ice cream all the way through. You buy yourself a Freddy Frog ice cream cake from the freezy section of the grocery aisle. My goodness, I mucked up every single word in that sentence. And inside it's got little chocolate Freddy Frog heads, but it's ice cream. It's just ice cream the whole way through. You want cake and cookie and sugar and milk. We're having junk food for dinner. Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's the other thing about this stream, folks. We have at most another 2 hours because we have to get to the grocery store today. So that's what's up. If I suddenly go, whoop, okay, we're done. Is an unbaked cheesecake a pudding? There's a question. Does it have a gelatin component? Because like the gelatin component might help us distinguish a little bit. Is that your face? I was going to use safety eyes, but I'm thinking they'll be too big. I don't want to have to not safety eye this. Maybe your eyes are just going to be huge. Oh my goodness, they are huge. Keeping in mind she has a little black widow's peak that goes in between. That will have to be stitched on. Baskin Robbins has cake in their ice cream cake. That's weird. We have Baskin Robbins over here. Maybe I haven't checked. We had Wendy's too. That was our ice cream chain. I know Wendy's is different to you guys. Wendy's over here was just ice cream. You're going to be a strangely disproportionate little bean, and there's not a lot I can do to stop it at this point. That said, in the interest of getting to a second one today, we are going to call this one here. I know she's still missing a lot of her pieces, but I want a chance to get to a second one. And like I said, we have a hard cutoff time, and I like to try and allow 2 hours for things. And I've got a cramp developing in my butt cheek, and I would like to stand up and deal with that. And so all those things line up nicely with the idea of, okay, cool, this is where we got with the Miltank, this nightmare creature. Wop. So we need to do the name poll real quick. That's not helpful, I need the name list. And that's not helpful, I need the name list. Okay, Melissa. I think Higgledy Piggledy was still on there. How do you spell Higgledy Piggledy? Piggledy. Okay, those are not real words. I will work on the spelling of higgledy-piggledy. Autocorrect is failing me. Yep, I got Melissa. Neapolitan was a nice, dignified name. And Nesquik. Thank you, Mr. Bones. Nesquik. There we are. Alright. Name the wee cow. Don't know why I'm weeing today. Picked that up from, can't remember if it was an Irish coworker or a New Zealander coworker. It was cute though, and I grabbed it, and it's mine now. Don't love how the face turned out. Might revisit. Make it slightly wider. Yeah, I'll probably go wider with the face. You have a very short window in which to name the bovine. The oh so fine bovine. Why are you still in my to-do box? Have I missed some details on this one? No, I haven't. Shouldn't be in there still. The patterns for Steelix, Misdreavus, and Kingdra are already typed. They just need their photos. I should be able to take those this evening, so that post will probably go up today or tomorrow. I don't like to lock myself in. I intend to do it tonight, but I don't want to like let you guys down, so like today or tomorrow. Yeah. Alrighty, that name vote has been up for 1 minute. I am closing it off. There it goes. We had a fairly solid winner there. So we had of Melissa at 37%, then was Neapolitan at 29%, Nesquik at 26%, and Higgledy-Piggledy at just 8%. Thank you to everybody who voted. Alrighty, back to our guessing board. So, excuse me, lady. Move over. Alright, so these Pokemon are parts of your car. I am not taking any further questions as to what each of these things are. I did my best to make it self-explanatory because I'm worried if I say any of them out loud, I will ruin it. So we have 1, 3, and 4. Make your pick. And I'm going to go on break. That's the plan. So let's set up the mini player. Is that the good corner for it? That's a fine corner for it. And we'll move the cow Butte. There she is. Up here. Oh, they're so happy to see one another. Look, they're bumping to say hello. Bump. And I'll be back at the end of break. Okay. That's quite enough of that. Okay, so we are back. Hopefully everybody's had a chance to vote. I saw some very funny conversations happening around what each of them might be. Let's move Nipples McGee off to one side there for a second. Okay. Hi Drac, happy time zone. And let's turn that little mini player off. It's now in the way. Okay. So, let's close this poll. Who did you pick? Oh, okay, y'all were decisive this afternoon. It's good. You came in here and you decided we are making choices today, and those choices got made. Well, they will be made. We'll make them. Alright, so number 3 won with 45%, then came number 1 at 31%, number 4 at 24%. Now, we are going to be finishing today with number 3, but all of them will be revealed at the end of stream, as we usually do. And the theme for today is, if these Pokemon were parts of your car, this is what they would be. So you guys have picked the spark plugs, and I specifically chose an image that said the word spark plugs in it, because I wouldn't have known what that was. Some kind of probe? In any case, yes, you guys have selected the spark plugs, and I think it's because you guys have worked out who is behind this door. So, behind the door, we have nature's own spark plug, Elekid. We're finally finishing off the babies. Are we finishing off the babies? No, we still have babies left, but we are doing another one of the babies. And it will be, let's see, let's change that out. There we go, to the little guy. And it is going to be the 81st Pokemon, bringing us down to just 19 Gen 2 Pokemon left. That is quite substantial. We're doing great. Look at us go. I would have thought it was some sort of curling iron. I don't use curling irons. Is it obvious? I also don't. Sonic screwdriver, yeah. No toe beans? Thank you, Mr. Bones. Get rid of that. And, oh, don't be shy. You are flipped backwards, however. Let's flip you back the other way. There you are. Oh, speedy little guy. Alright, you sit there. Right? You can be a bit bigger for a little bit. I'm going to draw down here. Plug that Elekid into a power outlet. Okay, sure. Don't mind if I do. I'm going to have to do different types of power outlets though. This is not what ours are shaped like. So that's one. And then yeah, let's see, he's got, oh, he'd be straight on, so his legs would dangle down. And his arms, probably as well. Just while he recharges. Please power off your device while recharging. Oh yeah, he plugs into a power outlet. I think we embroidered the big lightning bolt, yes. Here's an egg. As far as I can tell anyway. Oh no, where's my Discord? There it is. Yeah, he's got some decorative pieces to him, doesn't he? He's an egg with 2 weirdly shaped ears. Well, not weird, differently shaped. Gotta stop using weird. Don't like the word weird. Been using it a lot recently. Want to stop. There I feel like it's limiting my vocabulary when there's words like unusual, abnormal, distinctive, strange. Like, they're all far more descriptive than weird. Okay, well, we could embroider these, or we could go safety eyes. Make him really, really recharged. I think with all the other babies, they got safety eyes. Oh, he's got a cute little, like, heart monitor mouth. And a massive flippin' light bolt on his chest, because just in case we didn't understand what was happening. And then he's got, like... And those stripes continue the whole way around the back. We will be embroidering the stripes on anyway. What are we doing with these arms? And he's running in our main sprite, and I don't really want to do a running pose because that's just not realistic. Honestly, we'll probably have him seated with no toe beans. Should be pretty cute, honestly. Are his legs an odd color? His legs are... Okay, his legs are black, so I'll just draw a little reference for myself here. Nailed it. And his arms will probably flop into his lap or flop... Oh, no, they'll flop outwards because they're just little... He's just a little bean with too much arm. He doesn't know what to do with it. It's kind of like skinny. And then tube. Lovely. He should be eminently achievable in our allotted time frame. I do want to keep him small, but I don't have any of the babies around for reference right now, so we're just going to have to do our best. Hello?
Hello. I was wondering,
Okay.
should we do an Australian version?
You want to change the pods on his head?
Like this? Into this?
Australian PowerPoints don't look the way other places' PowerPoints do. That's why you have travel adapters. Nobody's PowerPoints look the same. I believe we also have more wattage. Like, our houses are more electric than yours is. We're at, what, 240? Something like that?
Yep,
240? Yeah. Which explains why we can have electric kettles and other places can't necessarily. I used to think that was really weird, but no, it makes sense. He says, hello. And if he was an Australian one, it would be more like this. He'd have like one at the front, like a mohawk, and then he'd have two angled ones. Because you have to have your grounding plug. That's just how this works. Because ours are shaped like this. A little ghost face. So that would be his whole vibe. And frankly, it's more punk rock. They should do a regional form of him that's Australian and do it like this with the extra spoke. I think that'd be fun. Anyway, do we think he is a lemon sorbet? Or our miscellaneous? He might be a miscellaneous, honestly. He's definitely... I don't think he's sun gold. I think sun gold is too rich of a colour for him. Yeah, no. Why are you still in there? Miltank doesn't use you. We're done with you. You can move back into that box. So can you. Oh, clearing out the box. Getting distracted when we shouldn't be. Okay, we're back. So those are the two colours. That's way more accurate on the face cam there. I'm thinking this might be what we go with, but it's a slightly thinner yarn. Miscellaneous? I'm thinking miscellaneous. You have a degree in electrical engineering now, congratulations. So yeah, I can actually play with electricity as long as I'm careful. I don't often though, fair enough. He looks so confident and friendly, yeah. Thankfully we were colonised by the UK, so they prioritised kettle boiling. Sure, that's totally how that happened. Our house is more power hungry. We can run more stuff. The lighter yellow. We like the lighter yellow? You like the brighter yellow? Lighter, brighter. Miscellaneous? Not miscellaneous. Oh, miscellaneous? Not miscellaneous. Yeah, you know what? I think that's a babyer colour. I'm with you. I concur. And he's basically just yellow-black with a little bit of white, so I keep my black and white handy most of the time. I have taken the eyeballs out of this thing because it was traumatizing me a little bit. I'll work it out. I've already decided that I'm going to go wider on the face when I remake it. But just the face piece needs to be remade, I think. This is Elekid. Please remember to leave your names in the chat to help Mr. Bones out. Okay, so we're going to start by making an egg. All in yellow. I've already drawn a little reference for the foot down here. It's just a potato with a stem. The ears are going to be an interesting piece. I think we're going to have to make the ears twice each so that I don't end up with just like a nasty single layer flappy bit, because he's just not the same with floppy ears like a lop-eared bunny. He's very much like a cartilage, fully formed. Okay, I'm now engaged in a conversation regarding electricity that I cannot keep up with. So what I'm worried about here is the fact that they have this little circle in there, and so I'm probably going to skip some stitches, and I'm going to build the hollow there, but we're all just going to have to see how we go. All of these markings will be stitched on. Everything else is basically just tubes. He's just not a very complex little guy. Let us make ourselves an eggy. And I'm trying really hard, sorry, forgive the slightly accelerated pace. I'm trying to make sure that we can get him done in an hour and a half. We should be okay though. You didn't consider them ears? I don't know if horns is necessarily accurate. Honestly, I consider him to be plastic shelled. So I consider them to be a helmet or like decorative hair. You want to call him Lecky Larry? I love that you know that Mr. Bones is the person to ask for that. They are very plug-shaped. In fact, they're plugged enough that I'm gonna, now that I'm slightly more familiar with what the coloration should be, I'm gonna finish off my original drawing. It's just nap time for Elekid before anyone starts getting traumatized ideas or anything. He's just napping. So sleepy. So sleepy. You can tell because the PowerPoint is on. Oh yeah, that's the sticker. So much better than my Miltanks all the way down. Ooh, I just made an interesting choice that I wasn't aware I was making. I've decided to go from 12 to 15 instead of 12 to 18. We use single for 220 to 240. But at least rurally we have 3 phase to the sheds for welders. That makes sense. Don't look at me, I'm just making the egg. And I know it's quite late in the stream, but hello to any replay gang who has decided to join in and made it this far. We appreciate you. Everybody spare a moment to say hello to the replay gang if you have the time. I'm sure they appreciate the acknowledgement because they are an important part of this community. 2, 3, 4, 5, 15. We'll go through it again. Just while I write these notes out. Up to 18. There we go. Gotta leave myself enough room to do the embroidery while also not making the embroidery too big of a feature because I'm just not that good at it. That said, like, crocheting a lightning bolt is pretty easy. If I have to do it, I will. It's just a zigzaggy shape. Not a big deal. Yes, yes. Hello, replay gang. Welcome, welcome. Okay, we're up to 18. I don't think we want to go too much bigger than that because even if we eggify him now, he's still about this big and then that much for the ears. He's just a cute little guy. We don't want to turn him into something huge. And I've done a nice little graceful dismount off the 6 increases down to 3, which I think will help them nicely. So 18 around is where that's going to stay. The lightning bolt's an awkward size, I agree. Slightly too big, slightly too small. Same as the nipples, y'all. Same as the nipples, but we got it done. We will get it done. He be a deviled egg. He does. He is a deviled egg. Do the replay gang also get Wish to Happy Time Zone? Or does that only apply to live crew? No, it's Happy Time Zone to everybody regardless. But I feel like my initial Happy Time Zone covers everybody. It's just... Let's be real here. The live gang gets a lot more personalised attention than the replay gang does. And so I do like to just try when I remember to speak through time. Why is the sprite blurry? It's probably not its original thing. Some of them, I nicked them all off Bulbapedia. So like some of them copied over in nice res, but some of them didn't. And in fact, there's another one that didn't on the board today, but you'll see that at the end. Should go back and try and find a higher res version of it, but honestly, it gets the idea across. I wouldn't say that it's dramatically lower res than any of the others though. Like, it's still a 250 pix one. Google has informed you that we're still talking. Okay, you're still talking about electrics. All right, you fellows have fun. Oh, night, Angry Bear Ironworks, and presumably a good night to Bunny Badger as well. Do I have his papa nearby? Ooh, do I have? Ooh, I could set Mr. Bones to rummage for me if we like. Hey, Mr. Bones! Give that 30 seconds to filter through. Oh, no, he's coming straight away. Hey. Could you please find... What is happening? Is that for me?
For whoever. But yeah. You wanted me to rummage?
Yeah, could I please have Electabuzz out of the bottom container?
Yeah, sure.
It's a work in progress.
It is, but it's fabulous.
Ow, that's stabbing me in the head.
Yeah, well, it's wire. I'm sorry, it's not wire.
It is mysterious material.
It is mysterious bonesium.
Bonesium.
I think that's him right on. Oh no, that's Abra. He's the same yellow as the Abra. He's this color. Yeah, cool. You're on it. We're just going to be working rows of 18 single crochet for a bit. Does the Energizer Bunny have a name? I don't know. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. My goodness, we used that yellow for a lot, didn't we? That's the fellow. There's the papa. I actually don't remember what we named him. Buzz? I feel like we named him Buzz. I can look that up though. Thank you, honey. Gen 1. Electabuzz named Spud Lightyear. So Electabuzz is Spud Lightyear. Hopefully you can now all consider yourselves informed. Yes, very eminently a respectable name. Ka-chow? I think Lecky is meant to be short for electric. Yeah, I was thinking Neil or Aldrin. Like, I'm sticking with astronauts, but they could be fictional astronauts. I'm not sure why we ended up with Spud Lightyear. Oh, I know why. Okay, so I think we got stuck on Spudnik, or like a potato name, because I was calling him potato names. I was probably referring to him as a spud or a potato, because that's very me. And then he's Buzz, and so Buzz Lightyear would have come up, and then it would have just turned organic potatoes, if you will, into Spud Lightyear. So I can kind of follow the logic back from that one there. Whereas like this one here feels more like an egg than a potato. Potatoes are eggs that got bigger. Oh, Buzz Lightyear's OG name is Lunar Larry, hence Lecky Larry. Thank you. That's actually important context to appreciating that particular name. He's not getting megapotted. Nah. He's going to be a decent size. I think his body will be about the same size as Papa's body. And with the ears, he'll probably appear to be a similar height. Oh, okay. He's just a baby. He is just a baby. Yeah. I was presented. Sorry, I've just seen that Lecky is slang for boy in Brazilian Portuguese, which is interesting. But I was presented with a very rare opportunity yesterday. I got to make a pun in a foreign language to me, obviously. But like, how often do you get to make a pun in a language other than when you don't really speak? When you really only speak one language, you very rarely get to make a pun in a foreign one. That's all I'm saying. And I'm very pleased with it. It was to do with Japanese dwarves, which is like a character in a game Mr. Bones is either playing or thinking about playing. It's a type of dwarf. They are Japanese. Fantasy setting. So, yeah. I got to make a pun, and I was very pleased with myself. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I didn't. Okay, so they were Japanese dwarves, but they were like samurai era dwarves. And so I got to make the pun Sengoku Chisai, because Chisai means small, and Sengoku Jidai is a reference to like the honor code of samurais. And so Sengoku Chisai. And I was just very pleased. I was very pleased with myself. And sorry, I've kind of slammed the brakes on because now I realise that like when you make a pun in another language, potentially referencing something really important to another culture, you don't really know if you're offending anybody, and that was never my intention. But I thought it was funny. Alright, so I've marked how many rows I've done until there, so I'm allowed to move the bobby pin now. It's a pretty detailed pun, actually. Yeah, it's like I was pretty pleased with it. That was a high effort pun. Why are we doing X-Files? Neil A from Neil Armstrong is alien backwards. Yeah, there's all kinds of weird stuff like that. Oh my goodness, I can hear the X-Files theme song so loudly now. Right. I think one more row will do it, and then we should possibly close this little guy off. He's very small though, and I've forgotten to put his eyes in. If Papa has the eyes, then Baby gets the eyes. I never watched the X-Files. Mulder and Scully. I keep trying to smush him into like a more egg shape, but he is actually kind of like a little bit tubier than that. Okay, no. If I'm making him to scale with this, then we're not quite finished yet. We need one more row, even though it feels wrong. Oh, it feels awful. Ugh. Never seen it? Yeah, I do think it was something that easily could have been missed at the time, but it did become a cult classic. Okay. And then after this I will stop and we'll pop some eyes in. There'll be the requisite oohs and ahs over look at the baby. And we'll start working on some limbs. I want to pound out as many pieces as I can here, so I don't want to do the ears next. Purely because if I do the ears next, they might take a couple of goes to get right. And if we do the limbs first, I know I can nail them pretty much first go. And that'll be better. Better for our progress. Okay, he has what we call rotational symmetry, which means any side of him can be his front. There is no difference. So I'm just going to choose to pop them in here. And how far down the body do they go? I can literally just line them up. Like here. But then when I put the eyebrows on, they'll be further apart. So I actually think they might need to be slightly closer. Oh, he's just a baby. Yeah, so with the eyebrow on, they'll look further apart. Right now they look very close together, but eyebrows make things further apart. He's just a baby. On go the backs now. And there won't be any pops. Ow, hate it when I do that. Oof! Why am I struggling today? There we go. Okay, I put one on one way and one on the other way. It's fine. Goes your stuffing. Yum 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 yum. Deviled Edgar. I love that. That's actually really cute. Hang on, I gotta just rummage the posts of his eyes around. The stuffing smushed them. There we go. Yeah, we did 2 more rows, and now we will 3, 2, decrease 2. Or should we just close off? No, if we just close off, you'll be too short. I almost think we should go around again. I'm nervous because his proportions are a little odd to me. They're not the ones I would choose if I was designing something from scratch. And so sometimes I have to like ignore the part of me that's going, no, he's short enough. He's too tall. Because, like, he'd be cuter if he was shorter. It's like, yes, he would be cuter if he was shorter, but he would not be Elekid. Elekid's a tall boy. He needs to be eggier than a minion. Agreed. When he closes off, he'll be less minion. Yeah, he won't be minion once we're done with him. Don't worry about that. 'Tis but a base piece. I actually really like deviled Egda. So, like, it's like we swapped the D and the G, so it's Egda instead of Edgar. Because Edgar's the name, but, like, deviled Egda is very funny to me. Yeah, it looks like he needs his parent here just supervising. Bonk. Okay, one more row. Now, the decreasing. I can hear so much Bonesium mischief out there. Oh, Current is cute. He looks like a bleached Diglett. Thank you for that. Don't know if any of us can outrun that image. Like a lazy shiny Ditto. Newborn Wiglet with jaundice? My goodness, you folk. He's clearly a pill. Nearly done. Oh, where did I put the eyes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Eyes row 6. 1 between. Lightning McOutlet. Y'all, I'm gonna level with you. I don't know if Mr. Bones is reading these right now, so I don't know if any of them are getting through. Playing Pokemon Yellow at the moment and have a Diglett Doug trio. How do they use the move Scratch? Well, it's because they're actually shaped like this. Right, that's the ground. And then below the ground they have can't forget their tooth. It's because that's what they actually look like. So, little scratches right there. Okay, but we can't show them on you. I have to wear them. No. Oh, you want to do it?
Your head's slightly smaller, so they're going out.
My head is much smaller than yours, my goodness. I can fit my whole hand in there. I'm on theme. He's a very crafty fellow, my Mr. Bones. First prop for CK. Oh, I'm afraid it's not the first. I have a very cool mace earring, and I've had something else over the years as well. Yeah, it was only a couple of streams ago where we were making a weapon for someone. Can't remember who was getting the mace. It was someone little and innocent. Might have been Flaffy? I don't know. But anyway, someone was getting a mace, and he made the coolest mace ever, and so we attached it to an actual earring hook, and I wear it as an earring now. It's mine. That said, I'm still so jealous of the crown he made for Nidoqueen. What that man can't do with a piece of wire, seriously. Yes, scratch with my teeth. Might have been Togepi? For some reason I feel like we made Togepi a long time ago, but I know we didn't. It was for Togepi, okay. Hello, this year's Halloween costume. Easter was 2 weeks ago. Easter feels like 11 years ago, Coletti Spaghetti. This year is whizzing past, but April has been here for 11 years. Possibly because I fell into the time vortex that was the tardigrade. I know he's probably reading very minion to some of you right now. He is not. He is but an egg who needs some bits. I'll make the feet because I feel like I can pound out the feet real easy. So, magic ring 6. I like how I do my little cheer routine to get myself psyched up. Oh wow, Easter was ages ago, I'm pretty sure. Current name list. Togepi. No. That's not even close to the name list, love. Y'all, that's him saying, oops, I've forgotten to write these names down. Please suggest some. Probably thinking of the Ditto knife, maybe? I know we made Togetic a long time ago. Everything's vibrating. I can feel the floor vibrating. That's so weird. Okay, yep. So Lecky Larry was one of them. There were some really good ones that came up maybe 10 minutes ago. I'm going to scroll up and I'm going to start shouting them out. Oh, I missed some stuff. Hi CK, how am I tonight? I'm great, thank you for asking. Deviled Egda was my favourite. Deviled Egda must be on that list. What's another one? There were some lightning ones. Dang it, there was one called Lightning something and the pun was in the something. I can't remember what it was. Lightning McOutlet. That's the one. So I'm going to put those two names on the list. And Current. There we go. I liked Current, Lightning McOutlet, and Deviled Egda. That's the one. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Togetic, I think, is Colgate. Tic Tac was suggested as a potential name for Togepi because of the dental hygiene theme, but we went with a different name. Is it Agatha? No, that was Chansey. Going to the Pokédex. The ultimate authorita. Togepi, Toge. Oh, Togepi is Pretty the Barbarian, and Togetic is Colgate. So there you go. Night Grey, thanks for hanging out. Happy time zone, Holly. Are these feet too big for you? Or are they just the right size? These feet are a bit big for you. We're going to take them down a notch. Okay, that's better. Much better. Single ink 3, 4 single crochet, so we're at 8. We'll do 8 around, and then we will do a decrease right where we need one to be. And that will get us down to 5 stitches. There we go. You got to hold a baby otter today? You are having a very good day. Thomas Egginson. And change to our black. It's just very typical that we ended up with 2 that I have to use black on camera. That's I know normally I swap out charcoal, but honestly it's become less and less relevant recently, where I've kind of just had to use the black. 2, 3.
Live stream chat.
What happened?
Live stream chat.
Are they liking on you?
Oh, they're always liking on me. I'm amazing.
Well, yeah.
I scroll to the bottom of live stream.
Oh, on Discord.
Yeah.
Um.
The very bottom. There we go.
He's a baby. Oh, he surrenders. Sorry, there's pictures of baby otter. Oh. Baby otters, baby. Was it a river otter or a sea otter? You probably said. I didn't look. That was so cute. Oh my goodness. Picking up the pace just a little bit because we are down to our final 60 minutes. We are making pretty good time with this guy though. We should have time for him. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and we're done. That's one whole leggy. Go. You got to imagine the black lightning bolt and the black stripes around and the little face. Right there. Tiny little face. And some angry eyebrows. I'm sorry, I'm asking you to imagine quite a lot on this little guy. We should do the arm next though. And the arm, now that I know that he's proportionate with this, and I know that this is proportionate with him, I'm going to try and do some picots for those little claws, because they actually lend themselves to being pointy, whereas like I do nubs when it lends itself more to being nubby. Arms, we're going to magic ring 6, and then we're going to do we go up to 12? Yes, we do go up to 12, but we're going to build the claws in between, so oh, we're okay. Increase, picot, increase, and the picot has to be white and everything else has to be yellow. Love doing color changes on a picot. Woo! You think you need to frog all of tonight's work? That's rough. That's rough. Sometimes it is necessary though, depending on what the issue is. He looks like a pill that would chase you with no expression until I take your medicine. Alright, we'll do an increase. Now, we needed to change to our white there, didn't we? Yeah. I have a piece of wool trying to work its way into my brain, but we're okay. Just having to work that last stitch of the picot as a single crochet instead of a regular slip stitch to work my color changes. Technically you can work color changes with slip stitches, they just never quite turn out as the way I want them to, and in this case I'm happier to chunk out the picot a little bit more rather than thin it out, which is what changing on it would do, in my opinion. And unfortunately, it's my opinion that counts in this moment. It occurs to me that whenever I'm working on yellow Pokemon, I inevitably start ding to Yellow Submarine very loosely, because of course it's one of like the most extremely terrifying copyright things to even accidentally utter. Which brings me straight back to the baby otter. He had to be kept warm. You have to hold them to keep them warm. It's the final increase. Okay. So in the next row, these will poke out a little bit more. I'm worried that we've made them too chunky. Maybe these were too big. They're much bigger than that. They're pretty big compared to the pill. They're huge compared to the feet. They're too big. After all that, we have to go back. Can I save this one? Yes, I can. Because I'll change it from an increase into every stitch into an increase and then single crochet alternating. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. An increase into single crochet alternating, which will bring us to 9 instead of 12, which should be a better size. Well, with the frogging, if you film it, you can play the footage backwards and it looks like you're stitching really, really fast. Sometimes that can help you feel better. Sometimes. There's a reason I don't use that transition ever anymore. I used to occasionally use it, but it would mean I'd have to do the work, frog the work, and do the work again. It's like, still, it's a cool thing to witness. Okay, we're 9 around now. That should be better. Excellent. Okay, and so now we will do 3 repeats of a single and a decrease. That'll get us all the way back down to 6 straight away. I think that's too much. I think we have to do 9 first. Five. 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, no, 9. 9. Okay, good. And then we'll go 9 again. 12, 13. Sorry, I'm reading chat. 17, 18. Yeah, Mr. Bones tried to peel Miltank, and then I re-peeled her. He took her hat off, and I put it back on. So now we're all on the same page, and we're all burdened with the same horrible, horrible knowledge. Night, Harry G. Crochet. Thanks for hanging out. Alright, everybody stay calm for a second, okay? Staying calm. Calm is where we are. Fiara, the kittens tonight are like, you have an empty lap, I must sit there. I'm sorry, is your steak too juicy? Is your lobster too buttery? What are we complaining about? I wish my lap is utterly kittenless. There's no baby otters for me. No kittens. No kittens for CK. Not even a bunny. I'm gonna bury myself in a pile of yarn later. Make myself feel better. Kinap 2, Elekid Boogaloo. That's 3. I think we narrow off now. Here we go. So we're back down to 6. I'm going to try and squeeze a little bit of stuffing in there. At least the yarn won't bite back. That's true, but the yarn is a crush predator. It's kind of like an anaconda. It squeezes you. Colletti Spaghetti. I did spend the first 60 odd streams, maybe 70, on the other side of the screen, and then I casually changed it one day, and we've stayed that way. But that's only been in the last couple of months, so you're not imagining things. We are flipped. And we are sliding. There we go. It's a little further down one side for me than it is the other, but that's what keeps them upright. Honestly, I have tardigrade for that. I don't need to get a giant pile of yarn for it. He's big. He's all-encompassing. I'm still feeling like it's rattling. Mr. Bones, am I imagining things? Is the house rattling? We have a lot of construction, so this isn't a sound of concern. This is just me making sure I'm okay. Like, you hear that, right? Well, that was Benjamin. It stopped.
I'll stay here and wait.
Cut the white. Oh, I should cut the white. Thank you. How I forget to cut my umbilicals this often is weird to me. Hang on. There we go. I suppose I've got a lot of things that I'm currently doing. There we go. The white has been removed. Just wait until I'm trying to cut the video together for Gen 2. and I realize how obnoxious it's going to be to have to navigate the fact that I'm now on the other side of the screen. It's really good when you can set stuff up and just like go with it. This is going to be annoying. Okay, that feels like an arm. I am at 6 stitches though, so I want to go down to 4. It's stopped now, honey. You can get up off the ground. Don't have a nap on the ground. You'll start talking.
I'm comfy.
I'm comfy?
Mm-hmm.
Haven't vacuumed that floor in a little bit.
That's fine.
Okay. He's so cute. It wasn't Kinap the last time you saw it? Was that a while ago? Yeah, the screen change happened at the same time as the Kinap change, because like basically what happened was I flipped the layout so that I could set it up on the other side of the screen, and I didn't. The text is inbuilt, and so it's still there. Yeah, it's just flipped.
What does it say?
Yeah, it's an umbilical. Y'all are weird. Language is language. See, there it is. There's that word again. I want to stop. Okay. And 4. That should be enough. That's enough army for anyone. He has armies. He has leggies. He's just a baby. His arms are probably going to stick out a little bit, but I actually think that's fine. In fact, he probably looks more like himself if they're sticking out a little bit. Missing his stripes, but it's all good. Now I'm going to make one attempt at the ear, and then depending on how that goes, we might just make more arms and legs. Oh yeah, we're the weird ones. Look, okay, in my experience, the abnormal, the unusual, the people who live on the peripherals, the strange, we tend to gravitate towards one another. So, me calling you weird, like I said, I'm still trying to get rid of that word from my vocabulary so I can start using some other words. But like, it's not necessarily an insult. It's more of an identification of, hey, you might just be part of my pack. So, let's make ourselves some ears, shall we? Oh, there's so many directions I could run these in. I could do short rows across here, which is an easy way to leave a gap. Yeah, I'm going to have to do it that way. Not short rows as in capital S, capital R, but just rows that are short. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, they are big eyes. Nobody worry about the eyes. They will seem smaller once we have covered them up with eyebrows and such. The choice was made. We're all learning to live with it. And I already have 2 pairs of them. I do. Oh, they're sliding off my head again. No, this way. It's okay, I overcorrected them now. I have a fondness for the word weird, which is potentially why I use it so often. It's because I remember being in grade 3, which means I would have been about 8 or 9, and we were learning all about spelling, and we were learning that it's always I before E, and I realized that weird was spelled weirdly. And so I was like, oh, so it's I before E except after C. Yeah, I was that kid. And then I was like, except in weird words, and it was like, because of weird. Ha! Making puns. 9 years old. Unappreciated in my time, of course. But yeah, I before E, except after C, and except in weird words. One, 2, 3, 4. For me, it's less about it considering it an insult or an inherently negative word, because I know some people do experience it that way. It's less about that, and it's more about the fact that I listed them earlier. There are so many more interesting words to use, and I find myself overusing the word weird. It's like using the word very as a modifier when there are so many other much more colourful language to use as modifiers. None of which I can use on stream, but it's just an example. So we chained 4, and do swing rows of 3 single crochet, and we have done 1, 2, 3, 4. Somebody once said you've got the vibe of a swamp witch, and I was genuinely so touched that they had such a good read on me. That's actually so cool. Swamp witch, it's perfect. I don't know how well it rates up to you in person, Loot. I can't make that judgment, but I would consider that a compliment. Like, at one point, you guys don't know how much this actually meant to me at the time. At one point, we were trying to work out which Pokemon we were all like, and I was like, I couldn't work out what I was. And you all kind of unanimously decided that I gave off Bulbasaur energy, and I don't know what it is about that, but that might be the nicest thing anyone has ever said about me, ever. And just the idea that I give off Bulbasaur energy, I will carry that with me. Like, it's engraved right here. I'm going to carry it with me forever. Okay. Building an ear hole. I before E is so wrong, it makes my life so difficult. Yeah, spelling's odd. See, look, there we go. Didn't say weird. I'm working on it. I do think it's because we've had this conversation a lot. English is just one of those languages where we've claimed so many words from so many different places that their spelling structures are all like fine and consistent and whatnot, and ours have just been adopted. And so they're a little all over the place. Don't get me wrong, I don't think a lot of people experience me as a Bulbasaur, but I'm very pleased that y'all do, so I will take it. It's just like they're just like happy little beans. Joyous little beans, really. Night, Kitty Basket, thanks for hanging out. Okay, so that's my ear with a hole in it. So it'll be 2 for each ear. They're a little thick. But no, they are quite thick on him as well. I'm gonna make another one. Another. We're making very good time here. Your son is doing phonics at school and he keeps telling you that words are red, meaning they don't work with phonics. Okay. Yeah, because it's rough, because you don't want to undermine the teaching method, because it might be a necessary foundational thing for them to learn for the rest of the method to make sense. That's rough. Schooling is a tricky thing to navigate, and I wish you all luck. The way Bulbasaur looks after Togepi is how you look after us. Oh, sorry, just making the Mario death sound. Yeah, it's like I've started using it as a filler. And I'm just like, no, we got to work out our brain a little bit more than that. What kind of earrings do you reckon Ellicott would wear since his ears are pierced? Yeah, absolutely would we. I was actually thinking about that earlier when we were discussing whether or not they were ears or horns. I decided pretty quickly for myself that they were ears, but I wanted you guys to have the freedom to have the conversation. But then I was thinking about his piercings and how he would pierce them, and the idea is that he would definitely dangle all kinds of interesting things from the holes. You might even use plugs. I'm so sorry. You know when you childproof your house, you get those little plastic safety plugs that you put in your power sockets? I feel like he wears like a reverse one of those over his head instead of a helmet.
A raincoat hat.
Aww. Half our language is Germanic from Anglo-Saxon, and the posh part is Norman French. Our nobility spoke nothing but French for a couple of hundred years. Yeah, that's what I mean, is that like we kind of adopted words, but with that we adopted spelling structures. And it all just keeps things new and interesting. Mr. Bones, I don't know if you saw that one, but Kitty Basket's autocorrect now automatically suggests Bones after she types, or they type Mr. You are the only official Mr. out there. Well, he is one of life's only certainties, of course. There's death and there's taxes. Okay, I might have to literally leave this, once it's sewn together, with a pencil through it for a little bit, just to, like, really consolidate that gap. But the gap does exist. And I can tell you now, I would be using that for stationery. I would be carrying my pens in there. Yeah, a bunch of hoop earrings is what I was picturing too, like a bunch of gold rings. Did I make these too tall? No, I feel like they're the right height. Well, we still have plenty of time left, so we're going to make his double pieces, but we need to consolidate the name list. Death isn't certain, only 95% of people have died. Statistically, it's not a definite. That's kind of like the fact that the average number of arms for a human is between 1 and 2. The average number of times a human being dies is slightly higher than 1. Anyway, name list. Folks, name list, let's focus. 1 row too tall? No! Don't be telling me things like that, I think they're good. Okay, if we took them down 1 rung. 1... Just fold it up for a second. Because I'd have to completely remake the piece. I can't unravel from this side. But I could split them so that each side has a long one for the outside and a shorter one for the inside. So, like that. You like that better? 1 row shorter? No, leave them? No, leave the... Okay, I'm leaving the ears alone. Leaving the ears alone. We've successfully voted the other person out. Not off the island. Just... Okay. Oh, with pencils I kind of just like into the bun. Crochet hook fits up there too. Got to be careful to count though, because otherwise I'll go to wash my hair and like 4 or 5 pencils will fall out. Just like, where did these come from? We survived them off the island. We did not. Alright, I'm serious. I have started the name poll. Like, time is ticking before I go rogue. Somebody better intervene quick. I'll make the other earpieces and then we're a go. Does he have a tail? He doesn't have a tail. He does not seem to have a tail. I appreciate this. Oh, excellent. We have our name list. We have... I know currant with the A is a fruit, but when we're talking about electrical currents, are we talking about with an E? I think it's with an E. I'm going to need both hands for this. Lecky. Ah, that's a caps lock. Y'all, the caps lock got me. I'm not going back. Lightning McOutlet. And deviled Egda. Egdar. Alright. With an E? Excellent. Excellent. No, you yeah, the poll hadn't started yet. I can see where the confusion came from though. Yeah, really good broad selection of names this time. I appreciate that. I bumped the caps lock and like it stays. Two, three. Currant is like blackcurrant. Yeah. That's what I thought. It's like a fruit. It's kind of like principal and principal. Your principal may not stand on principle, but might be your principal. Stationary and stationary? It's like, are you holding still or are you writing something? E's and A's have important different jobs to do. Also things like inquire and enquire. I'm almost definitely going to forget that pencil is up there. It's almost a little game I'm playing with myself now. Please notice the fine grip my hair has on it. Why am I doing a... Okay, I've started a magic ring, so I'm just going to do a different piece for now. Let's do the other foot. Then and then. Okay, those two I actually get. One is procedural, one is comparative. I don't want to talk about effect and affect. It's unfortunately an intellectual blind spot for me that no one has ever been able to help fix. I've heard it all. There, and there. True. What's really annoying about there, and there is I know the right way to use them, but for some reason sometimes I just have the wrong one locked and loaded before I realize it. Forgot to mark the start of my row, having to use landmarks. He's fine. We're getting there. Yep, affect is action, effect is end result. I know this. This is just me telling you guys, I know this. I have a mental block there, and one day I'll decide, I'll wake up and I won't have that mental block anymore. But it's been there for 20 years. I don't think it's going anywhere. I am highly teachable. I'm relatively intelligent. That one there, I just can't seem to use them right. You just hope I just structure my words so that I don't have to use certain ones like effect and affect. I go with impact. It's correct for both. No, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Bear and bear, yeah. Also where. Because, like, where's the werebear? It's over there. Where's their werebear? Is their werebear over there? Just very soon you just end up down in just like a black hole of language. Slightly off topic, but I could live 1,000 years and never learn to spell necessary / necessarily. But at least I know there and there. Yeah, exactly. We're allowed our blank spots. We're allowed them. It's like me. I take great joy in not fully understanding how television works. Don't get me wrong, Mr. Bones knows and could easily teach me. I feel like I could easily learn. I kind of like not knowing and just having it be a magical box. And this is one of those things where I think it's born of, like, we live in an age where it's so possible to know all of the things that we're almost required to know all the things. I kind of just like not knowing that one thing. And it's just like, it's a box, but it's a magic box, and you hit a button and pictures show up on it. It's like, I'm fine with that being the truth. That can be my truth. We put pictures in the box over here, and we send them over to that magic box over there, and you can just access them whenever you like. Yeah, if I had to recreate television from scratch, I couldn't, and I actually think that's kind of fun. The annoying one is bear with me. I always forget which spelling it is. Well, that's because I don't think we bear things anymore, as in like carry them. It's that word has kind of fallen out of popular use, but we use bear to mean rar all the time. So, like, bear with me. Ah, who let the bear in here? Who and whom? Never needed whom, never gonna. It's not a thing. I refuse to acknowledge it. And also, I'm a firm believer in the Oxford comma. It's when you're listing things, and it's about whether or not you include a comma before the and or after the and. And I'm sorry, it makes a difference. Okay, apparently I'm making the arm next. Thank you, Loot. Oxford comma is important, and it's so important. We can't just erase grammar. Grammar exists for a reason. It's like, I'm trying to think of an example that isn't a dirty joke. But it's like if you're helping, I'm gonna have to write something out here, aren't I? It's like if you're helping your sisters, right? Anne and Karen, right? If you're helping your sisters, Anne and Karen, this, without the Oxford comma, means that you're helping your sisters who are named Anne and Karen. I don't have sisters named Anne and Karen, by the way. But if you put an Oxford comma in, you're helping your sisters, Anne and Karen. Now you're helping your sisters and Anne and Karen. That comma is a load-bearing comma as to how many people you are forced to help that day. It went from 2 to 4 very quickly because of that little comma. A comma is necessary. Oh, I felt something give. Sometimes it really changes the sentence. Yes, there are plenty of dirty jokes that revolve around the Oxford comma. Oh no, that's another one. The diet of a panda. What do they eat? They eat shoots and leaves. But yeah, anyway, grammar is important. Grammar saves lives. I don't need to keep writing these out. You guys get it. Right, I've done an increase. I think I was supposed to change to my white there. Getting a wee bit scrambled. Pandas are cooler than you thought, exactly. I did my best. I did my best to keep it clean. Grammar, sometimes you got to get down and dirty. I have my own little bugbear with a word. That's a perfectly reasonable word. It's a real word. I will insist it's not, but I know that it is. And that is the word agreeance. Ugh. I hate it. I think it makes me understand why some people have a problem with moist, right? Agreeance is just such a mushy, horrid word when you can use agreement. There we are. We've re-established some order in our language. Thank you for providing some structure. It's just, I don't know what it is about that word. I know it's a perfectly legitimate, fine word with a meaning and a use. Agreement is a perfectly fine substitution, and I will judge you if you do not make the substitution. We are in agreement. We have an agreement. You get aggressive when people say guesstimate. That's what an estimate is. I'll admit that I don't feel aggressively about that one there, but yeah, that is the same thing. Don't even get me started as to why we have flammable and inflammable. The answer is, I don't know, and I'm willing to bet nobody else does either. Could you get me all stirred up in the last 15 minutes of stream? Or better yet, avoid the whole estimation conversation entirely and go with approximation. This is what I mean. I'm killing weird off, so I use a bigger smorgasbord of words. I'm not killing it off. I'm just trying to reduce it. It's getting too big for its booties. Hiccup. Yeah, I agree, Loot. I don't want to say it again. It's mushy and unstructured. It sounds like a portmanteau of words, but a bad one. Sorry, now I'm counting so I can't rant. I have feelings about guesstimate. Obfuscate? I like obfuscate. Got a nice clicky sound in there. Got some phew. Very few words have a good phew. What's the difference between dilly-dally and lollygag? One feels more active, one feels more passive. So dilly-dally is like a procrastination, and lollygag means you're actively delaying. I know that there's probably not a lot of difference there. But like, the vibe of the two words is different. You've never heard the word obfuscate? To mask, if I'm using it correctly. To try and hide the truth. To confuse or cloud the issue. Yeah, I think that we have so many cool and interesting words, and I think it's really sad that you only tend to regularly encounter about like 20% of them, and that's me guessing, because there's a difference. I'm not going to trump up my guess by pretending it has any structural or data-driven basis and turn it into a guesstimate in the hopes that people mishear me. No, I'm guessing because I have no data to back this up. But I feel like you don't hear a lot of good, cool words or encounter them at all, ever. And that's just bums me out. I refuse to be that person. To bamboozle and befuddle. Exactly. Dilly-dally is more whimsical. Lollygag is sillier. I don't remember if I read that out, but I wanted to just in case I missed it the first time, because I think it's a very good summation. When you were a kid, you were bullied for telling idiots they were monotonous. Yeah. When I was a kid, I was called the dictionary. What's funny is that when I went to a high school with basically no crossover in the same group of kids, within about a week, the nickname somehow came back. I guess I just give off a vibe. I was too oblivious to bullying to let it really impact me, though. It's no fun to bully someone who doesn't notice they're being bullied until hindsight kicks in. It protected me from a bit, I think. I'm banning Mr. Bones. Everybody in favour? Say aye. Yep, the eyes have it. Put user in timeout. How long is timeout going to do? There we go. Oh, I didn't know that it deleted all the messages. That's bad. I want to put it back. How do I put him back? It's only a 1 minute timeout. I mucked everything up. I'm so sorry. Oops. It was only 1 minute. It was only 1 minute. I didn't know it would remove all of his messages. He's been very funny today. I feel bad for anyone in the replay gang who's not going to get to experience it. They're in the video? Okay, that's true. Actually, that's actually a pretty big security concern. You guys need to stay nice, otherwise I'm going to have to remove the chat off the screen. He should be back now. Speak to us, Mr. Bones. Speak to us. Oh, you probably still can't. No, I definitely can't undo. It's not that kind of option. I'm sorry, I feel like such a doofus. This is so bad. I feel guilty and all kinds of awful. I haven't closed the poll yet. I will now. So Deviled Egg won with 35. Oh, no, wait, it's a draw. You little Watsits. Look what you did. Deviled Egdar and Lightning McOutlet are tied for first at 35%, and then Current and Lecky Larry are tied for second at 15%. Look what you did. Oh, it was meant to be a joke, and now it's not funny anymore. Mr. Bones, come back. I miss you. Okay, well, we have a double tie. You have one more chance to make the right choice. The right choice is whichever choice most of you agree with, by the way. I'm not saying that one is correct. But I'm going to just do one more poll with Lightning McOutlet and Deviled Egda. I know which one I like best, but vote again. Is he back? He's back! Oh, thank goodness. While I make the final earpiece here, and then we're going to be doing the reveals, and we're wrapping it up. I bet he hasn't learned his lesson, get him again. No, I've learned my lesson. I'm never doing that again. In fact, I think that's the second time I've done it. I didn't learn my lesson from last time. It's like, it's not funny, and I don't like it, and I shouldn't do it. It would have been funny if it didn't delete all of his message history, but it did, and so that's awful. Mr. Bones is back from the void. And oddly silent. I think the silent is my punishment. I'm not returning him to the void. I never will do that again. It's awful. Y'all, if you tie it again, you don't get both names. I'm just going to pick the name I like best, and the name I like best might be something completely unrelated. You are in full chaos mode this evening, Loot. That's okay. This is a safe place to be in full chaos mode. You absolute gremlin. I'm not crocheting two of them. But I'm relieved that Mr. Bones is back. Because if I crochet two of them, I'm not using those names. I'm calling them Energizer and Duracell. I'm so sorry.
Oh, cool. Speaking of which,
did you want to make? Yeah. Oh.
It's like a...
Oh, okay. Okay. We got so many pieces done on this little guy. Don't get me wrong, he's still got hours and hours of work left of embroidery and stuff for him to be finished, but he is done. If only he had a name. Oh look, you guys picked a name. Congratulations to you both. Both? Both contenders. I think we have 2 different name options and that's what got me there. We have named him Deviled Egda, which is just a wonderful name. And we are wrapping up stream here. So we got Miltank and Elekid crossed off our list today. We are down to our final 19 Gen 2 Pokemon. Let us do the reveals. Here we go. So today's theme were, these Pokemon were car parts. What would they be? And of course we exposed our leather interiors and our spark plugs. Now I saw plenty of people guessing number 4 being the wheels, which of course is Donphan. That is a tire if I've ever seen one. He's tired, he's exhausted, he's retired. He's all those jokes. It would have been very funny. Missed out on a spectacular floor show there. Who is one? Well, one is a horn. It's Stantler, and I actually picked a horn that looks exactly like his antlers as well. If I change the background color here, so something you can see a little better. There we go. Look. And also Mr. Bones wants it known that his tail looks like the honking part, like honk honk. So, Stantler has horns and would have been the horn. Loot, you nailed it. I saw it earlier and I'm just like, oh my goodness, they are on fire today. Mr. Bones picked Stantler, not because of the horns, but because he matches the shape. Exactly. I mentioned it. I did. But there are 2... Honestly, there was like 4 or 5 different other sub-options that almost made it to today, but we picked the 4 we liked the best.
If you're going to do that, just do it now while you can see their name in chat, because otherwise you'll have to do weird stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Loot, I've been told you're getting a promotion. Hopefully you know about this already. There we go. Everybody welcome our new moderator. Hopefully Loot knows about it. Let's see you take your fancy new color out for a spin. Okay, so there's that. Yeah. That. Yes, there we go. He's jumping on the udder. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, I've just been shown this. He's like, punch. Boing. Honk. And then he rides to victory. Do they stack? I reckon they stack. Oh, they stack. Anyway, we're gonna go. We're gonna go. Thank you all for hanging out. Happy time zone. I'll see you all next week. I'm really looking forward to you guys seeing this week's video, but I'm not saying anything. So I'm gonna spend 30 seconds fumbling around for the various buttons, but stream is now over. Please clean up around yourself. Make sure you have all your personal possessions as you make your way towards the door. Bye.